I have spoken to you a lot of times in hatred and anger, and you have not heard me. Well, you had better hear me today. If you won't listen to me when I make an appeal for the Negroes because you have no concern for the Negroes, listen to me when I make an appeal for America. You claim you love America. Well, we love America. But you are driving us back and you are making a Samson out of us, and we are going to pull down the pillar. And then you think we have no right to ask for something? Is it too much to ask you to grant us human dignity? Should we be put down and shot to death for this request? If so, you can aim your guns. What the hell do you think we care about dying if you're going to deny us the right to live?
Good morning, folks, and welcome to another edition of the Roger Report Live, the best show on social media. If you are new to the channel, go ahead and take a moment out to hit that like button, because this is where you're going to find the best content on social media, and you don't have to worry about it because you're going to have me right here to make sure that happens. And if you've already been coming to the channel for a while, then go ahead, hit that like button, because you already know what time it is. And you know that this is where you're going to get the best content on social media. It's not a mystery to you at this point. You've seen other people do it. You've even seen other people do it well. But what you have not seen is anyone do it quite the way I do it. So make sure you hit that like button. And everyone, yes, everyone, take a moment out to share the content, y'all. There are so many people who need to get great content like this, and it's just a small thing you can do to help the world be a better place. And isn't that what we want at the end of the day? Don't we want the world to be a better place? Of course we do. So share the content now. Share it through your social media, share it through word of mouth, or even text someone's phone, but do what you got to do to help spread the word. All right, folks, we are back. We're about to have another interesting episode. We're going to deal with something that I think a lot of people don't pay much attention to, but probably should pay attention to. Who loves white women more? White men or black women? Yes, y'all. You see it right. You see it right. Who loves white women more? White men or black women? We're going to get into this. Now, before we get into it, let me say, first of all, shout out to all the people who give me views on a regular basis, because y'all make up the fam. Appreciate y'all big time. Appreciate you big time. Shout out to all the people who leave comments after the stream. This help with the algorithm, helps the channel grow, so I definitely appreciate it. Shout out to everybody who hype me up every chance they get. I know you can't do it all the time for everybody, but if you save it for me, I definitely appreciate it. Definitely appreciate it. Thank you very much. And shout out to everybody who hits that like button. Y'all know that's a tried and true way to help get the channel to spread. And shout out to everyone who goes above and beyond the call of duties to make a financial contribution to the channel, because I appreciate y'all big time. Y'all allow me to do things I wouldn't be able to do without you, and it makes the channel better. So thank you very much. And I got to give a special shout out to today as the sponsor of the stream, my main man, AB Media. He is the sponsor of today's stream. Shout out to you, my brother. Shout out to you. And keep up the good work, my brother. Keep up the good work. And let me give some shout outs to some of the first people to check in, because when you check in, it's always great to see that you got folks ready to go when you get started. So shout out to my main man, who's done it again, y'all. I don't know. This brother been on it. This brother has been on it. Shout out to my main man, Trail Billy, y'all. He's achieved the thing that we like to call around these parts becoming Highlander of today's stream. So shout out to Trail Bentley. He is the Highlander of today's stream. Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you very much. I definitely appreciate you representing like he does. Hashtag Lonely the Habitual Line Steppers. Hashtag Negroes in the Wilderness. Hashtag Dignity over Vagina. Hashtag Al, Gores, babies, hashtag hell Hydra. Shout out to you, my brother. Shout out to you. Shout out to Inspired Truth Broadcast coming in right behind him. Great to see you, my friend. Great to see you. Glad to have you as part of the building. We also got my main man, the pitmaster himself, is in the building. Shout out to Chef Mike's Roundtable representing for the pit crew. Appreciate the whole pit crew. So shout out to Mr. Suge, to you, and shout out to J Dub. Appreciate you, brothers. Appreciate you, brothers, big time. Shout out to the Nice Palace. He is also at the cool table this morning. Great to see you. Floyd Thompson is at the cool table this morning. Yay, yay. Music Man 1982 is in the building. Great to see you. Great to see you. We got the righteous teacher in here as well. It's about to be a good day. We got Aja Bay in the house. Great to see you. Jerome Payne is here. What's good, my brother? What's good? Rael is in the building. Man, it's gonna be a good one. Man, it's gonna be a good one, y'all. And we are here. We gonna get into it, y'all. Interesting subject matter, if you ask me, that we don't really think about. You know, I don't know if we really think about this one too much at all. All right. But we definitely don't think about it enough. But if we do, I think it would help explain some of the things that go on around this joint. Shout out to your superstar Jay Quick. Y'all, that white woman, okay, that beautiful white woman, that lily white woman. Shout out to Is Talking. And appreciate you. Yeah, that wonderful, wonderful white woman. And I'm gonna say, as a black man, how do I know that white woman is great? Y'all wanna know how I know that white woman is great? Because I ain't got to go far to find out. I ain't got to do no heavy research to find out. I know that white woman is great because if you spend some time in America around some black women, you're going to see just how wonderful that white woman is. And that's just real talk. You going to see just how wonderful that white woman is. And shout out to all my people listening outside of the United States. I know we got some folks sprinkled out around the world. And I also hear that even some of y'all can tell that white woman is great. You may be in a different country, but y'all know because you around some sisters that can't get enough of that white woman. Okay, y'all, let's think about this for a moment. As a black man, you grow up, you a baby, you a boy first. You know, you go through your toddler phase, adolescent phase, teenager, all that. You a young man growing up. You may live in the blackest of black neighborhoods, the blackest of black. But who run that joint? More than likely, that white woman. She is the end all be all. Now, I'm not going to say white men don't celebrate their white woman. I ain't going to say that. I'm not going to say they don't make their efforts. Hey, I grew up, I saw when a white woman went missing, I seen gobs of white people. They went out there, they were searching for the young lady. They hit the forest, they going through the trees and the bush and all that, trying to find this random missing white woman. Okay, they get the posters up. Okay, over the years they've done a better and better job announcing that we got a white woman missing, y'all. They done put all type of money into looking for that white woman who came up missing. They do that. They do that. I gotta give them their props. They gonna find that missing white woman now. They gonna find it. They definitely gonna give it the old college try. Okay. White woman come up missing. It's a whole lot of decisions gonna be made very quickly because she white. But if you hang around some black women, you grow up, you start to figure out, man, the quote unquote best thing about a black woman is her white features. Oh, oh. Did y'all hear that? You start to figure out the best thing about a black woman is her white features. Okay. Now, we know black women don't necessarily look like white women. We know that. We know that. But what's one of the main things that black women, what's is it about them that makes them feel beautiful? This ain't about what you think, okay? This ain't about what you think. And you know what? It takes a man a long time to figure it out. It ain't about what we think. Not when it comes to them, okay? It ain't about what we would think. The women that we're trying to get with, the women we're trying to be with, the women we're willing to lay down our lives for, the women that we want to take care of, the women that we want to put on a pedestal, the women that we want to protect, the women that inspire us. You would think that we would have an opinion that would mean something to them. You would think that because we had this great thing, this great attraction, these great ideas in our head, these romantic things about how we want to be with these black women. But the more you pay attention, you start to figure out your opinion don't really mean anything. Okay. And shout out to Stefan. He says hair. Absolutely. Absolutely. We start to figure out when we're young that one of her main features is her hair. And you know what? I don't care how much you like that girl growing up. I don't care that you adored her. What? Man, you try to touch her hair, you might lose a hand. Okay, real talk. You try to touch her hair, you might lose a hand. You touch the hair, you might get slapped. Real talk, real talk. Okay. It's talking just throughout eye color. I'm gonna say yes, y'all, yes, y'all, yes, y'all, yes, y'all. And you grow up, okay, you see these black girls, and sometimes you notice they got like a different kind of eye color. Okay. Different kind of eye color. Now, y'all may say, well, what you mean by different? Well, most black folks gonna have dark brown eyes. They're gonna be very dark brown eyes. Some black folks gonna have some lighter brown eyes. That's what we gonna have for the most part. But you go to school, you grow up, you look into your classmates' eyes. She's so beautiful and you're so moved by her, you look into her eyes. And you know what you will see? Man, you will see a rainbow of different things going on. Okay? Now, you thinking she cute anyway, but you notice that eye color. Okay? Now, sometimes you may think it's weird, but you roll with it. Because you know what? To you, she's a beautiful black girl who's going to become a beautiful black woman. So you roll with it. You don't say nothing. You don't trip. You don't trip. Okay? Now, I'm going to give some of them, it's a few of them get a little credit. They just going to get like a softer brown. There's a, I'm sure there's a couple of them out there that might get like a softer brown. Okay? But what do we start seeing? We start seeing, I don't know. Well, I'm going to say what I saw. Okay. I started seeing like the green. Okay. All of a sudden, she got green eyes. Okay. All right, cool. I accept it. It ain't the end of the world. She got green eyes. It's all right. but y'all want to know, since we on this subject, my favorite color to talk about on this particular subject, boy, and I don't know if it happened to y'all, but I got a good amount of them. I grow up, I'm becoming a young man. I'm gonna say some of this was after high school as well. I'm in adulthood at that particular point. I go around the world. I start noticing black women with these beautiful, beautiful blue eyes. Yeah, y'all heard me right. Y'all heard me right. These black women with these beautiful, beautiful, beautiful blue eyes, and you look at them and you say, "Yeah, her eyes are blue." It don't look right. It actually looks odd. you you know, people, the mainstream media has said so much about people's beautiful blue eyes or they dark blue eyes. Uh, that if eyes are blue, they're supposed to be just fantastic. They're supposed to be phenomenal. And you start seeing young black women with blue eyes. And you notice how odd it looks. Okay. Because we're men. So we look at that and we like, that's odd. Okay. She got blue eyes. And then you know what happened? Over time, you figured out, oh, those not her real eyes. You may not have thought it right at first. You may have thought she was just odd. Okay. Because every once in a while you get somebody who kind of odd. It happens. People can look a little odd, a little off. Something different can be about them. So you saw some blue eyes. Okay. Could be like a recessive gene. You had a science class science class taught you sometimes you got a recessive gene and it's just gonna pop up out of nowhere. That can happen. Okay, that can happen. Maybe she got blue eyes and she couldn't do nothing about it. Then you start noticing other young black women had blue eyes. And then you start wondering how come there's so many black women with blue eyes. They all look odd. They all look odd. Yeah, I'm gonna say every single one of them walking around with blue eyes basically look odd. Now, some people may say, well, there are some black women who can't have blue eyes. That's very true. That's very true. And if they're your natural eyes, hey, I'm gonna support you in that. You're still gonna look odd, but if they're your natural eyes, I would support you in it. I wouldn't turn a black woman down just because she had blue eyes. Okay. But it don't mean she don't look odd either. Let's keep that real. She's gonna look odd because she doesn't look like other black women on a certain level. So yeah, they can be natural, and something you have natural can look odd. But I ain't gonna diss you because you got blue eyes if they actually your eye color. Now, if you're a black woman and you have blue contacts that I found out black women wear, yes, if I find out you're wearing blue contacts, yeah, now I am going to diss you. I'm definitely not going to talk to you. If I was talking to you, I'm definitely going to lose interest. Why? Because you got contacts on to make your eyes look blue. You know, I'm not going to have complimentary thoughts about you when I notice that you got on blue contact lenses. No, I don't have any complimentary thoughts when I find a black woman with blue eyes and they're not hers. Now, yeah. If you were born with them, I'm cool. That ain't you. You didn't do that to yourself. But when you go out your way to go find the store, you go find a store that's selling yeah, I would have never thought of this on my own. But at some point in time, they went out their way to find a store to buy contacts that they don't even need. Okay. I understand buying contacts if you need them to help your sight, but you went to a store to buy contacts that you don't even need just to put blue on top of your eye cup? Man, come on now. If you that far gone, ain't nothing I can do with you. I'm just gonna keep it real. If you that far gone, ain't nothing I can do with you. So yes, have I quote unquote diss women who had blue contacts? Absolutely. It is what it is. I ain't tripping, you know. They clearly didn't want me talking to them, and I got to accept that. If you run around here with some unnatural blue eyes, you definitely don't want no brother talking to you. Let's keep that real. Okay? Let's keep that real. All right? Now, somebody may say, well, just because she wears some blue contacts does not mean she ain't beautiful. Well, guess what? It kind of does. It kind of does. You can't tell me she beautiful and she got on blue contacts. No, no. Again, y'all, if I actually met a black woman who naturally had blue eyes, I would not hold that against her because, that's what God gave. It is what it is. But yeah, if you go to a store to buy some contacts so your eyes can be blue, yeah, you kind of ugly. I'm just keeping it real. You kind of ugly. All right. Shout out to Jerome Payne. He says, Becky was always good to me. Keisha gave me a hard time, dirty looks for no reason, shaking my head. You know what? I ain't going to say that ain't true. Sounds like a very familiar story amongst black people in general. Okay? Let's keep it real. Okay? When people say Keisha, we know black women that is going to fit that mold. And they ain't got the best track record for treating anybody well. Let's just keep that real. They ain't got the best track record for keeping anybody, well, for treating anybody well. Okay. Now, at some point, you are a man. If you haven't already figured it out, you got to deal with the fact that black women love that white woman. She love that white woman. Now, don't even trip, y'all. I remember for a second, there was some period of time in my life I thought black women didn't really like white women. I thought that. I did. I honestly thought that. Black women was talking crazy. They'll say little sly stuff about white women. You know, they'll, say stuff as if white women were negative in some kind of way. But y'all, it's things people say, and then there are things people do. And see, that love of white women has always been able to manifest itself amongst black women. Okay? No matter what they was doing, their love for white women was able to manifest themselves amongst black women. You know? Y'all know black women love white women hair. Did anybody know that? I know it's kind of a quote unquote secret, but they love white women's hair. Okay? They love white women's hair so much that if they grow their own hair and they can get it to look anything like a white woman's hair, they will celebrate their own hair. Y'all, this is not a joke. This is a real thing. If a black woman can grow her own hair and it looks anything like a white woman's hair, anything like a white woman's hair, it ain't got to be perfectly like a white woman's hair, but if she believes in her heart of hearts that her hair looks like a white woman's hair, she will celebrate her hair like nobody's business. Now, if her hair does not look like a white woman's hair, and you suggest, if you, a man, suggest that she celebrate her hair, bro, you better be ready for World War IV. Okay, you better be ready for World War IV, not III, World War IV. You tell a black woman her hair is beautiful and it don't look like a white woman's, ain't no telling what kind of reaction you gonna get. Now, what reaction should you get? You should get something like a thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for noticing. You should get something that's along the lines of being polite. Okay. if nothing else, maybe just get an eye roll. Okay. Well, she just annoyed that you said it, but don't even say nothing to you. But you compliment her hair and it don't look like a black woman's. Oh, ain't no telling what you may get. Now, I'm gonna say shout out to the black women. It's a few black women out there. I know it's not big in number, but it's a few black women out there that's they in this, I don't know exactly what it is, but it's some type of natural hair movement that a very small minority of black women participate in. Shout out to those black women, where you can actually compliment their actual hair that looks like black hair, and you ain't gonna come up getting shot in no kind of way. So shout out to those. But the rest of them, man, all I'm gonna say is be careful. That's what I'm gonna tell you. Be careful. All right. And as you get different messages, as a man, we get different messages throughout life. And I get a consistent message from black women, consistent message from black women that white women are better. Okay? Just here's what it is. They consistently let me know that white women are better. White women are better in every way. And you know what? If you don't treat them like a white woman, something's wrong with you. Yeah, that's the message that you get as a black man. And I know some of us, we don't understand what the message is. Sometimes you figure out over time. Sometimes you just know something different. How come things you do aren't as well received? Because you ain't treating her like a white woman. You may be trying to make her feel good. But in her mind, you don't treat her like a white woman. So therefore, it's a problem. Now she celebrates that white woman's treatment. She celebrates that white woman, and she celebrates it herself. It ain't just she watching other people celebrate. She celebrates the beauty of a white woman. Okay? Shout out to Jerome Payne one more again. He says black women follow white women down the road of feminism, leading them off the cliff of sanity. But somehow Becky stayed winning in relationships while black women taking L's. You know what? I was going to say something along those lines. I was just kind of going into a couple things here or there that shows that black women truly celebrate white woman. Okay? She celebrates that white woman because anything that white woman is doing, she won't do it too. And if she gets the idea that she truly cannot do it, she want to help that white woman do the thing she's excluded from. But she want to feel like she's part of it. So I'm going to help a white woman do it. All right? Now, again, I got to give some credit to white men. White men do some things to say, no, look, now we love the white woman too. We love the white women too. They put their pageants on. Okay? They put their pageants on to celebrate the white woman. Okay? They make movies that try to make white women feel good. Okay? A very famous movie. If you ain't watched it, you at least heard of Pretty Woman. Okay? White men try to show that white women are, quote unquote, redeemable no matter what. Okay? They are redeemable no matter what. You can be a prostitute. You can be that white prostitute. But because white women are so precious, okay? Because white women are so beautiful, okay? Because white women move the way they move, that even a white prostitute is redeemable. All right? Now, I know as black men, y'all think, okay, it's just a movie. No, let's be realistic now. White men, prostitute, work out as a couple. No, that's a real thing. Now, come on, let's not even trip. Let's not even trip. Okay, let's not even trip. They will do that. They ain't never had no problem doing stuff like that. Okay, it is what it is. They never had no problem doing stuff like that. Shout out to the darling of the channel. The beautiful Trust is in the building. She says hashtag she want to do it two tax. Hashtag pageant pesos. You know what, Trust? You are an awesome woman. And you know what? You make a very strong statement there. She wanna do it too. Yeah, yeah. Let's think about that, y'all. Whatever that white woman do, that black woman want to do it too. Okay, you could say it's good, you could say it's bad, you could say it's ugly. But if that white woman can do it, oh Lord have mercy, she won't do it too. She want to do it too. Y'all know what I was just recently reminded of? Y'all guess what I was recently reminded of? Okay. I was just recently reminded that to black women, okay, if you don't treat them like a white woman, the guns are gonna be blazing at you. Okay, it's a lot of stuff going on in the media right now where black women are mad at black men because we supposed to treat them like that white woman. Now, in black women's heads, in black women's heads, that white man gonna do all kinds of stuff for that random white woman. Okay? And if black men don't do all kinds of stuff for that random black woman, it's something wrong with us. All of a sudden, we ain't emotionally intelligent. All of a sudden, we ain't no real man. All of a sudden, they got all kinds of bad things to say about it. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna say that Ashley Janae's story, if y'all seen the things going on around that, it should have been a reminder to black men that if you don't treat that black woman like a white woman, something is wrong with you. Okay? Because you was supposed to saddle the horses and ride across. I don't know how you was gonna do it, but you was supposed to saddle the horses, ride across seas, go to a whole different country, and figure out what's going on with that black woman. That's what you was supposed to do. Because they believe if she was white and she became a news story, they believe white men would have did that. Okay, they believe white men would have did that. And that's real talk. If Ashley Janae was a white woman, they believe they would have saddled up the horses and rode across the seas to figure out what's going on over there. Okay. Now, I understand a lot of black men, y'all gonna say some stuff, that honestly comes off foolish to them. Now, I'm not saying it's foolish to you, it's foolish to them. Because y'all might say some stuff like, black women are beautiful. Okay. And that's what you think. And a lot of us, we ain't figured out yet when black women hear you say that they beautiful, that we just a nigga out of place in their mind. We just a nigga out of place. Cause see, they don't need us to tell them they beautiful because it don't even matter when we say it. Okay. And I know that can be hard for black men to catch on to. You know, what we're supposed to do is love a black woman who looks like a white woman. But we're not supposed to celebrate it either, though. Okay? Because in black women's minds, you only celebrate the beauty of white women and you celebrate the beauty of black women when she looks like a white woman. Now, I know that can be a very tricky thing because if she looked too much like a white woman, that's going to be a problem. But if she don't look enough like a white woman, that's going to be a problem. And I know it's hard to connect those things. It's extremely hard to connect those things. It's very hard because you don't know it. You just trying to be nice and calling some black woman beautiful. But the thing is, you said she beautiful and she ain't look enough like a white woman. Or you said she's beautiful and she looked too much like the white woman. And you don't know what that middle ground is. You didn't even know you need to search for a middle ground. Okay? Because see, the thing is, what you cannot do as a black man to a black woman is make that white woman look bad. But what you also can't do as a black man is you can't celebrate that white woman where she becomes a threat to the black woman. Now you got to love her and you got to let that black woman love her. But she can never be a threat to that black woman for your attention. And I can hear somebody's mind say, wait a minute, man, black women been in competition with white women for a long time. Nigga, what? What type of nigga thoughts are you having? Competition? What? You crazy? Black women been white women's main supporter. Okay? They support white women in things that ain't got nothing to do with them. Nothing. All right, let's think about this for a second, y'all. Let's think about this for a second. Long time ago, black people couldn't vote in this country, right? Long time ago, black people couldn't vote. All right. Now, they were about to give black men the right to vote. Y'all know what happened? Y'all know what happened? Making a long story short, white women said, you ain't finna get these niggas no right to vote and we can't vote. That's what white women said. They didn't even want to vote. Okay? They didn't even want to vote. All right? They didn't even want it. Okay? See, back in the day, to vote, it was about being a landowner and about being able to be drafted by the military. White women didn't even want to vote. Believe it or not, y'all. But when they thought about giving a right to vote to niggas, y'all know the white women tripped. Y'all know who tripped with her? Y'all know who tripped with her? Y'all think it was black men tripping with her? Do you really believe that? Somebody was tripping with that white woman. I'm just saying. I ain't pointing no fingers. I got my hands up. Don't shoot. But somebody started tripping with that white woman. Okay? All of a sudden they want to vote. Because a nigga might be able to vote. And that was just too much for them. And they had some support. Okay? They had some support. That's all I'm saying. Shout out to Bad Black Gamer. He says black men want to be with white women. Oh, excuse me. Hold on. I'm sorry. He said black women want to be with white men so bad they try to become white women. Shout out to Bad Black Gamer. It looks like he paid attention. Okay, it looked like he paid attention, y'all, because we know he absolutely right. We know he right. You may not want to admit he right, but in your heart of hearts, you know he right. Okay, you know he right. If she could just figure out how to be a white woman, she'd be just fine. She just having a little trouble figuring it out. But once she solves that problem, she on point. That's what's going on in her world. All right. Shout out to Jerome Payne as well. He said, okay, Roger, this is way too much psychology. My head hurt. I'm tapping out. I'm tapping out on you, bro. I'm tapping out on you, brothers. Can you help these queens if you want? Okay. Look, man. I'm not saying I got all the answers. Okay. I ain't saying I got all the answers. Yeah, and there's definitely some psychology going on around these parts. I ain't telling you I got all the answers, because how to make these black women white women so they can get a white man, That's a little too far for me. Okay, I ain't got all the answers. Okay, somebody get Sway on the phone. Oh, that's right. Sway ain't got the answers either. Okay, you know, I don't know what to tell you, man. I'm just living in the world that I got, man. I'm living in the world that I got, and as a black man, you know, it's been tough because you deal with a black woman, you try to get to know her, and you come to find out, even though she looked like a black woman sitting there in front of you, let's say you done took out to dinner or something, she looked like a black woman in front of you, and the more you talk to her, you start figuring out she thinks she a white woman, okay? Or she at least trying. Now I'm gonna say some of the worst ones are the ones who think they white women, okay? And they try to operate as if they're white women, you know? But they out there, y'all. They out there. You talk to enough black women, you will come across a black woman who acts like she's a white woman. Whatever her ideal of how white women act, that's what she's doing, okay? Now, it can be some good sides to it, can be some bad sides to it. Possibly, possibly she won't assault you, okay? You know, in her mind, she doesn't believe that white women are out here assaulting men, so she may not assault you. Now, it's no guarantee because she may think white women can slap you and just get away with it. So there's no guarantee that you're gonna be safe now. Ain't no guarantee. Okay, so don't say Roger told you she ain't gonna do nothing. Because no, some of them believe a white woman should be able to slap you, and that should be the end of it. Okay, that should be the end of it. Shout out to Elder Blood. He said, Roger, read my above comment for my before the super chat. I guess you meant to say. Okay, let's see what you said, Elder Blood. Let's see what you said. I'm going back. He said, tell these black women that we will never be nor wait a minute, hold on. Tell these black women that they will never be nor match white women because white women stay loyal. She's stressing the loyal. He's stressing the loyal. White women stay loyal. So she earned the right to enjoy all the spoils. Now, Elder Blood, why you gonna come out here and say something like that, man? Why you gonna say something like that, Elder Blood? So so now you pushing that because white women were loyal to white men, that they should get the things that white men give them. Why you got to say that, Elder Blood? Why you got to say that? Okay, because that's not supposed to be part of what's going on. Okay, because according to black women, white women just get it because they get it. That's the thing. And you simply over here now, you attaching loyalty to their outcomes. You would be suggesting that black women may have to be loyal in order to get some spoils. That's what you're suggesting, sir. I hope you know that's what you're suggesting. Okay? Okay? Who are you to suggest that a black woman gonna have to be loyal like the white woman in order to get white woman like results? Who are you, sir? Who are you, sir? Well, you know what? I'm gonna tell you the truth, brother. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Okay, and I can understand why they haven't gotten the results quite the same way the white women have gotten the results. Because they do notice that black women, well, excuse me, they do notice that white women are very loyal to white men. Okay, they have noticed that, and I'm gonna tell you what they've done about it. They said, "I'm gonna do what the white woman does, but I'm gonna do it better." So what did they do? They also became loyal to the white man. And they're trying to out loyal the white woman to the white man. They're trying to out loyal her. And that's real talk. If nothing less, they're gonna be just as loyal as that white woman is to that white man because she loves white women. All right. And again, y'all, I know this is hard stuff when you think about it. But if you think about it, it explains so much about the world you see. And I know a lot of y'all think, well, black women and white women, they supposed to be mortal enemies to each other, because of caste systems or because of racism and things like that. But you see, you ain't came to terms with the fact that that black woman loves that white woman. Yes, I'm gonna say she puts up a great effort to love that white woman even more than that white man does. And you know why? She needs that white woman. Okay? See, y'all may think that she gonna treat a white woman a certain way, but she love that white woman. That white woman gives her ultimate desire. Okay? That white woman gives her ultimate desire. So she will always get into a submissive position to a white woman. Because you know that white woman gonna provide. That white woman is her provider. Okay? Because without that white woman, she don't know where she gonna get a white man from. And black women, y'all may say they crazy, but they are quick to protect that white womb. They're extremely quick to protect that white womb. That white woman must be beautiful. How can you see a white man as gorgeous unless you see that white woman as beautiful? Think about that, y'all. Black women don't challenge white women. They support white women's causes, but they do not challenge white women. You ain't never heard a sister say, I'm going to take her man, when she's referring to any man that's with a white woman. I don't care what color the dude is. You ain't never heard a sister say that. Oh, you see him, girl? Oh, he fine, girl. I'm going to take him. I'm going to take him. Now, you may hear her say that if the dude is with somebody other than a white woman. See, if he with another sister, she don't even care. you know, I know y'all thinking what she's supposed to be part of this sisterhood. No, if she with another sister, she don't care. I'm taking him. Okay. I know I can get her man to have sex with me. I know I can make that happen. Okay. Skip what she talking about. It's black women that's super glad to be a side piece because they don't care nothing about that other woman. But you ain't never heard, never, ever, not once in your life, you have never heard a black woman talking about she gonna take a man and that man had a white woman. You ain't never heard it. Okay? Be real with yourself. You ain't never heard it. Okay? She don't even think she competition for a white woman. You know? And I understand it's got to be a very complex situation to love that white woman the way you do. And to believe that you're not even competition for a white woman. But you know you need that white woman because that white woman gonna produce that white man. So you gotta protect them. You got to. You don't even got no choice. It ain't even a real choice for them, y'all. For black women, it's almost like natural selection. It's like you got to do it. You got to. All right. And while you do it, you do the best you can to look like a white woman. I don't care if you got dark skin. You do the best you can to look like a white woman. So if you got to go get you some creams to quote unquote lighten up your skin, boom. Well, black women gonna do stuff like that. If you got to go get a hairstyle to make sure your hair look more like a white woman, that's what you do. All right. If you got to talk in a quote unquote valley girl voice, then that's what you do. Now, I'm going to tell y'all right now, it's a lot of black women having to fit right now because Meg the Stallion got dumped. Because a black man ain't supposed to dump a black woman. Okay? A black man is not supposed to dump a black woman. And a lot of women are extremely upset about this. Extremely upset because they still making videos about it. Because Klay Thompson, you know, he not no white man. They can accept getting dumped by a white man. They can't accept getting dumped by a nigga. Because I don't care what you do as a black man. To them, you a nigga. All right? Now, if a black man is dumped by a white woman, that's celebrated. Okay? All right? That's a celebrated thing. See, black women in their heads, they understand a class thing. There's a certain class thing going on in black women's heads. And certain things ain't for niggas. And no matter what we say, no matter how beautiful we think they are, no matter how much on their side we trying to be, at the end of the day, since you're not no white man, you don't matter. And what she needs to do is something so she can get approved by a white woman. Black women want white women's approval. I'm going to get into that in a second. I'm going to read the super chat first. Shout out to Jerome Payne. He said, so black women are loyal. Just not to black men. Okay, got it. How much proof does some brothers need? SYSBM. Hashtag find your peace, black men. Well, you know what? You are 100% correct because, we can talk about black women not being loyal, but if you actually think about white men, no, you're going to find loyalty. And honestly, if you think about white women, you're going to find loyalty. Because that black woman got to protect that white womb. She got to make sure that white womb is good. Because in order to get that white man, she need that white womb untouched and unbothered. And I know some black men, we really think that black women have a problem with us being with some white woman. I'm not saying it ain't other things too. But see, you never thought about the fact that if you are messing with a white woman, you could mess things up because white men got this thing about going behind black men, and they don't want to do that. So if you mess with a white woman, she's worried that a white man is going to find out and tell other white men, and now that white woman can't produce white babies. And she want that white woman producing white babies because she want the males of those of that production. She want to have a chance at it. She want the chance to be with some white woman's child. Okay, I know this is a hard thing to put all this together. Sometimes the reason, well, one of the reasons, I'm gonna just say one of the reasons she does not want a black man being with a white woman is because she don't want you to mess up that white womb that could possibly produce a child that she will get to be with. Okay? Now I understand y'all may say, well, wouldn't that be maybe her daughter? No, that ain't how black women operate. They operate about themselves, not necessarily their daughter. That would be more logical, but no, that ain't it's they want to be with that white baby. A black woman would wait around enough. A black woman would take a white male baby and wait around long enough. They literally wait 18 years just to be with their baby. If they knew they could be with their baby, yeah, she'll wait 18 years for it. She sure would. She sure would. Yeah, a little too self-centric to be concerned with the future generations. It's about her. Okay, it's about her. You know. So y'all, black women do a lot of funny things to y'all, and we don't get it sometimes. We don't understand it. Don't make sense to us. But at the end of the day, you ain't never consider how she's trying to, you know, protect that white woman. She needs white wombs so more white men can be produced. So she has to love that white woman. She willing to die for that woman. She willing to die for that white woman, even though they ain't announced it big like that. They willing to die for these white women. Now I understand you as a black man, you get with a black woman, you think that you're supposed to be more important to her than that white woman is. But let's be realistic, y'all. Let's be realistic. Based on what you see, not what I'm gonna say, based on what you see, what do you think is more important to a white woman? Excuse me, what do you think is more important to a black woman? What her husband says or what a white woman says? What y'all think? Okay? What y'all think? You know, one thing has is greater than another thing. Based on what you observe, which one do you believe is the greater thing? What her husband says or what a white woman says? Which one is more important to her? You tell me. Okay? You tell me. Now, shout out to my main man, Inspired Truth Broadcast. Man, I saw your message. I hooked it up, brother. He says link disappeared. Pin again. I don't know how that happened, but I just threw it that I just threw it down there. So it's in the chat. I'm gonna try to pin it again. Okay, but I just dropped the link in the chat. All right. Now, now, also shout out to Detroit 313. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. He said, "God dang, they are the worst. They are worse than vampires. Okay, they are worse than vampires." Hey man, hey man. You know, there's stories of vampires, and then there's real vampires. That's what I'm saying. There's tales of vampires. Then there are actual vampires out there. Okay. But y'all, I just want y'all to think about that as a serious question. Whose words do you think matter more to the average black woman? Okay. Is it her husband's words or is it the words of a white woman? What do y'all think is the most important? Because I honestly believe most of y'all gonna come to the conclusion that even when you see a black woman with a husband, okay, if that husband black and a white woman says something, that white woman's words are going to penetrate her heart far more than her husband's words are going to penetrate her heart. Okay. See, that white woman said it's got to be Gucci. So she got to go find it. All right. That white woman said it's got to be Chanel. So she got to have it. All right. Now I understand you're a husband and you try to tell your wife to calm down, relax. We don't need everything. We got enough stuff. You got enough junk. All kinds of stuff like that. But you ain't that white woman. That white woman walking around with that that Louis Vuitton bag, okay? And she need to be like that white woman, okay? She need to be like that white woman. So you may think she got enough stuff, but that white woman got that Louis Vuitton bag. What's up with that? Okay, what's up with that? But I'm gonna slow down real quick because I got two guests who just popped in. So I'm gonna give the mic right to Inspired Truth Broadcast, and then we'll get Tunnel Runner in right after him. Inspired Truth, you got the flow, my brother.
All right, all right. Good morning to you all. Happy Friday to everybody on the chat, everybody on the panel. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. It's raining. It's about to be raining out here, but we're gonna make it do what it do this weekend. First of all, am I coming in loud and clear? Like I kind of worry when I'm only on like one of my earpieces.
You sound fantastic, brother. You sound fantastic.
Excellent, excellent. So this pairs really nicely with a lot of the concepts that I've been trying to explain and try to get through to people that basically what we have here is say versus system, like what people will say, the words that will come out of their mouth versus what the system actually produces. Like people will say things that sound good, especially women will say things that sound good, but then when you go and you look at what their actual results are and what they actually produce is a completely different thing. And you really hit the nail on the head when you were basically saying, for the most part, like, yeah, the ladies, they'll say one thing, but what do white women produce? Well, hey, they kind of produce white men. So for the most part, what you're seeing here is you're seeing all of these different emotional reactions that that that, that are that are what actually happen. Like people, the women will act on their emotional side of things rather than what they're logically saying or what you're logically saying. And a lot of that revolves around propaganda because propaganda hits you on the precognitive level, it hits you on the emotional level. And since women are more likely to make real world actions based on those emotions, then we see a lot what we see is the result of that. And it's hard to overcome propaganda unless you have status. Like if you don't have status and resources, then it's kind of hard to have the ultimate say over things where you're actually going to be listened to because there's not that emotional impact to make your word stronger. But that's where I'll kind of leave it at for now until I can find a better way or another way of explaining it.
All right. Shout out to you, brother. Appreciate that. I'm gonna say shout out to Brooklyn's finest. He said, Roger, remember, a black woman's reparations is the white man. His light babies with the good hair. And he got good in quotation. You know, his white his light babies with the good hair and light eyes. They'll even pay for it. Hey, appreciate that,
Yeah.
Brooklyn's finest. Appreciate that. And I'm gonna say, cause I'm gonna say shout out to some of these comments y'all making, and I do know sometimes they're not gonna let you put stuff in the super chat, but shout out to y'all for getting around it. So Brooklyn's Fighters in the super chat said, "Read my comment, Roger." I just took care of it. I just took care of it. Shout out to y'all for getting around the system sometime. I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate the support. Yeah, yeah. When you think about these things, it starts to make a little bit more sense of what's been going on. But I'm gonna go ahead and give it to Tunnel Runner because he's in the building. Tunnel Runner, go ahead, my brother. What's good with you?
Oh man, everything is good. I had some good coconut pancakes this morning. I had some coffee, and she took care. She put some food in the refrigerator for me for later on. Made some juice. It's just wonderful, wonderful. Smiling, happy. I think I'll keep her around for a bit longer.
Sounds all right. Sounds all right.
Now on this thing, I don't know why. My wife would be able to give some of these sister girls a lesson on how to get a good man, but I don't think they talk to her because she's with a black man. Now, if she was with a white man, they probably would try to talk to her and see what she's doing. But since she's with a black man, I guess the sisters don't want to know. Some of the other women, some of the Latinas and some of the white girls want to know what my wife is doing to keep me under control. But the sisters don't seem to want to understand or want to listen to what she's doing because I guess, I don't know. But I'll end right there.
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head. Your woman, your wife might be a fantastic example, but she with a nigga. So they can't hear nothing she's saying. They can't hear nothing she's saying. She may have all of the answers, but they can't hear it. She with a nigga. Because in their world, you just a nigga. It's sad to say, but that's how the world looks at it. Black women gonna see you that way. It is what it is. Now, I do believe if she had a white man, they would be 100% down. Because I'm going to tell you this, y'all. For a long time now, black women been saying, if you want you a white man, do what black men say. They don't say those words, but they do say all the stuff black men be telling us to do all that stuff if you want a white man. And everything y'all see black men saying, I'm going to say the general thing, not every single particular thing that every man said, but the things that are very much in common, you're going to hear black women say, if you want a white man, do these things that black men suggest. That's how it rolls. The black man said, don't be so loud in public. So she going to say, look, y'all, when we in public, we're going to have to learn to chill out. We're going to have to be a little bit more quieter. If you're upset about something, you're going to, wait till we get in the car or wait till we get home. Don't embarrass the white man. She's saying the same thing, but she don't want to say, them niggas been telling us not to be so loud. She don't want to say that. But that's what's going on. Okay? That's literally what's going on. Okay? That's real talk. And I get it. Things can look odd to us because we don't think about the fact that these black women love white women so much. Because we always get this presentation like they enemies with each other because they're women and they have to compete. We get and that's gonna make sense when you don't really think about it. When just on the surface level, that's gonna make sense. Yeah, they're gonna compete because all of them want men. Now, if you're a little more in tune, you're going to find out they all want white men. Okay? If you're a little more in tune, you'd be like, well, from a general perspective, every group of women in America wants a white man. From a general perspective. Now, I ain't saying every single individual. I'm saying from as a whole, every group of women in this country wants a white man. Now, there's only one woman that you're looking to produce white men. And those are white women. So, regardless of what we think about the situation, she's forced to love that white woman. Because if that white woman ain't okay, she can't get what she wants, which is a white man. So at the end of the day, they're not going to even let you besmirch that white woman. Okay? If you say something bad about a white woman, they don't even hear it. I'm gonna tell y'all, it's women all day long who would tell you, to your face. I don't never hear white men say anything about white women. They'll tell you that to your face. I never, ever heard white men say anything about white women. Okay? And what y'all don't realize is she heard it, but she didn't hear it. Because if you talking bad about that white woman, she don't hear that. That it's a separation that goes on in her mind. Them words hit her ear and bounced off. I know you don't see it, but think about
I get it. It's kind of like filters. Like in imaging, you have like a high pass filter, a low pass filter, a band pass filter. So this is like a band pass filter for anything negative about white women.
Yeah. She don't even hear it, man. She don't even hear it. Okay. And her world, those words hit her ear and just fell to the side, man. Real talk. So she ain't never heard of no white man doing nothing bad to no white woman. Okay. And white men don't do anything to white women based on how they tell it. They don't do anything to white women. So I know as black men, we be like, well, we know them white women they get a lot of pocket. Next thing you know, she come up missing. We know that. But she ain't accepted that. Okay. In her mind, that's a movie. She turned on the news. Yeah, Mr. Mr. Peterson was last seen arguing at a restaurant with his wife, and and all of a sudden the next night, Mrs. Peterson came up missing. Now, in her mind, that's a movie. That ain't real. Mrs. Peterson just upset she went to go see her mama. They just ain't told him yet. That's all that's going on. Because she ain't finna accept that white woman came up missing and it got anything to do with Mr. Peterson. She not going to accept it. Okay? It's just a movie. It's like Jason, man. It just ain't real to her. It just ain't real to her. But I'm going to slow down because we done got Bad Black Game to come up. So I'm going to go ahead and give Bad Black Game the mic. You got it, my brother. How you doing?
Hey, good morning. Good morning to you, Roger. Good morning to everybody, and salutes to the chat, salutes to Roger, salutes to the guys on the panel so far. Hopefully, I sound okay.
You all right, brother? You all right?
All right, thank you. Let me tell you something. The biggest insult you can give a black woman is you'll never be a Miss Cockright.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
And I think y'all know the reference to to the Tyler Perry movie where that comes from. I mean, it's just I think one of the most I guess infuriating things I experienced in my life was having a woman. I'm dating her, I'm talking to her. I say something to her about her, like her how she look or her hair, and she kind of just brush it off, like, yeah, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then I'll later watch a white man later on that day say the exact same thing, but not in the smooth and suave way I say it. Kind of like, you kind of say it like in a kind of corny kind of way, say, oh, your hair looks good or something like that. And her face just light up. Yep. And I'm like, when you see that, you can't unsee that. And it's like little things like that which lets me know, like, okay, they really not for us. They never been for us. They really always been the white man's concubine or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I'll tell anybody, like, if you really want to see, what type of woman you got, what type of black woman you got, take her around a white man and see how she acts around them, and you'll see it. They act differently. And I think that's another thing I want to say about us is like, it's like when we get with other races, we don't change who we are. We like if you're the same black man that you are when you with a black woman that you are with an Asian woman or any other woman. But black women literally change the way they act when they're around white men, and I think that's kind of telling in itself. These things are things we know already. I'm glad you're talking about it on your show. But these are things we've always known, and these are things I think that frustrate us. It's the fact that we, at some point we realize that we don't actually have women that belong to us. Everybody else got a woman that belongs to them, but we don't have women that belong to us. But I'll land my plane there for now.
Well, I'm gonna say I don't even know if black men are ever really frustrated. But I guess there's some guys gonna have some level of frustration. But I'm gonna say this. See, you think about how they act around white men. Think about how black women act around white women. When they are accepted by a group of white women, you ain't never seen them smile so much. You ain't never seen them so delighted, okay? You ain't never seen them want to go out and do whatever these white women want to do. If these white women go on a brunch and she get invited, that means the world to her. Now, I understand, ultimately they do want a white man. I'm not saying that ain't true. But y'all get that some ways and some, a lot of men will get that to a certain degree. Okay, now it's a gang of men that still ain't figured this out yet. But think about how she is with that white woman. She is just as gleeful. Not only do she want to go to brunch, she want to play in the brunch. Okay, she want to plan stuff because she want these white women to depend on her. She want to be so connected to these white women that they ain't gonna never kick her out the group. And she wants to be friends with the white woman so bad because you know what might happen? If they accept her as a friend, they may introduce her to a white man.
Yeah.
So if the friendship she has with a white woman is of the utmost importance. She got to be part of that clique. But I'm gonna slow down real quick because we got Lena coming up. So I'm gonna let Lena get the mic. Lena, you got it. Go ahead, do your thing. Nice to see you.
Good morning, Roger. Good morning, panel. Good morning, chat. That is sounds so weird to me. Like I have a white best friend, and I never thought of getting with white women to find white men. That is weird. And even if most women, we wouldn't look for other women in order to be introduced to other men, especially white men. That would be like, oh, that's competition. I would think that's what other women would think. But especially a black woman, I wouldn't think, oh, white women. I would think there's more competition because there's white women and people are more likely to date within a racial group. Also, I don't think black women want white men in those numbers. They even did it statistically on dating apps. Most black women put no white men. You know that statistically, we don't look for white men. It doesn't serve like, yeah, they have resources, but the chances of us dating it is slim to none. They don't choose us. So black women wouldn't go after white men. And it's actually dangerous to me personally because white men are more likely to commit violent crimes against women, especially black women, and especially get away with it. Have you been not seeing the news? They get away with it. This is their system. It's scary. So I don't think that's true.
I'm gonna say shout out to you, Lena. You always come up and say some amazing things from time to time. You do. I appreciate you so much. Real talk.
I have a
And
question though. What about that? Okay, go
real
ahead.
quick before you ask the question, I'm gonna say shout out to all the women who was asked did they want a white man first, and they said no. But I'm gonna also say shout out to all the women that proved based on actions, not a survey, because when they start looking at what black women were doing, they actually looked at the fact that black women respond to white men before they respond to anybody else. White men is literally at the top of their list. So shout out to them for lying on the surveys, talking about they don't want no white man. But when they're at home alone on all these little dating sites, they're being tracked. And we clearly see, just like other women in the country, they want a white man first. That ain't what they saying. That's what they doing. I do believe what you said. I'm pretty sure somebody asked them what they want first, and they said black men, because black women do concern themselves about the image. But when they was left at home alone, while they thought nobody was watching, we got the proof that they want white men first. So it is what it is on that note.
Hey,
Go
Roger,
ahead,
can I ask you a
Spike.
question?
Well, hold on, let's get his question out. Then don't lose your question. Then I'm gonna answer your question. Okay.
Well,
Okay.
no, that already kind of like answered my where I was going to go with that. Basically, it was just going to be back to that say versus system. When you go to a survey, people will say things that sound good, but then when they go and actually do things on their own accord, they do the opposite of what they're saying. So that's basically what you just displayed over there.
Okay. Then what's your question, Bad Back Gamer?
Because I heard this I heard a celebrity say this a little while ago. I can't remember who said it. I think it was an athlete, but I know who it was. It was Agent Zero Arenas with the display with the Wizards. He said that women. Well, I was going to ask you this. Don't you believe that women try to get into date like professional basketball players and athletes and celebrities just so that they can get into the circle of rich men, and then they can choose,
Of course. Why would
the best
if you're
man
a
they can
woman?
find, the best rich man they can find.
If you're a woman, why would you not?
Right, right,
Why would you
right.
not?
So what you were saying earlier that made me think about why wouldn't black women try to be friends with white women if it gets them closer and adjacent to white men, which is what they want anyway, right?
It puts you in the room. Think about it.
Yeah, put you in the room. Yeah,
If you friends with a white
like corporate
woman,
America. Yeah,
what the thing is, you might get invited to a wedding. It's gonna be white men there. You might get
exactly.
invited to a dinner. It's gonna be white men there. You may get invited to a Christmas celebration. It's gonna be white men there.
But
Maybe you're gonna do Hanukkah or something. It's gonna be white men there. Why would you not want to be friends with a white woman when you know this white woman is going to be attached to white men? See, she ain't got to introduce you to a white man, but you already in the room with the white man. You good
I
already.
see what you're
I mean,
saying, but
that's what it's
I feel
about,
like,
being in the room.
but I feel like that's crazy because I feel like, America's predominantly white. It's like harder to avoid white people than versus black people. Like you can find white people anywhere. Now, I understand what you talk about social class. That's true. I've done that, not to get to celebrities, but I've done different class as far as like education and as far as so I thought, oh yeah, let me get in those circles. And I'm not gonna lie, I thought upper echelon and upper class side. Oh, I might meet a
And who's
husband or
usually in those
something like that.
circles?
I'm not gonna
Are black
lie.
men in those
I
circles or
went
white
that
men in those
route.
circles?
There's not just white men, it's black people. Upper black, the Boule, yeah, they're up there too. The black upper class with money, yeah, they're up there. But the thing is, I went to those circles and I knew I didn't fit in. I stuck out like a sore thumb. So I was like, yeah, this isn't for me. I wasn't their type of woman. I mean, they'll talk to me and I maybe stuck around, but I just felt like I didn't fit. So that wasn't for me.
Okay.
Okay, I got a question. What's all that supposed to mean? What does that mean to you? Because
I don't think
I
that
ain't never heard of
I
black
just
women trying. I'm just saying, from a collective standpoint, black women don't avoid white men. Period. You know what I'm
no,
saying?
I don't think they avoid white men, but I don't think that they purposely look for white men. Like I admit I'm one of those equal opportunists. Like it doesn't matter what color my lover is. My current boyfriend is Hispanic. It doesn't matter. I've been with black men. I don't have a hatred. I would be considered, I guess, a swirler. I'm not a divester. They always mix us up. I don't hate my black culture. I don't hate black people. I love being black. Love black people. It doesn't matter for me. However, I never looked like, oh, I'm going to get me a Hispanic man, so I'm gonna go to Hispanic places, blah blah blah. I can see people doing that, but I can't see that with white people because they're everywhere. It's nothing. It's not hard to find a white person.
I
America's
think
60% white. You
I
do
think
better try. It's harder to avoid them.
I
It's
think
hard
that
to find a
there's
white guy choose you though.
What?
yes, that's what I was going to say. Like,
Yeah,
because you'll see all of these videos of black women asking, "Where do I find them? Where do I find them? Where do I find them?" And they're everywhere. So obviously, they're looking for one that will actually give them the time of day like that.
yeah. And now let me make sure I heard this correct, because I don't want to put nothing on you that ain't there. Did you say you date white men and you got a white best friend? Did you say that?
I don't have a white man. I have dated. I have
You
a
have
white best
dated white men.
friend. Yeah, I'm with a Hispanic. My boyfriend's Hispanic.
Okay, no, but you have dated white men,
Mm-hmm.
and you also have a white best friend.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
But she's not the one that introduced me to him.
no,
When I was dating white, how I find white men,
I ain't
I ended
even
up going
going.
to school. I went to a Catholic school.
I'm not even going in that direction. I was just
Uh,
trying to figure out, how did you end up? First of all, how did you end up with a white best friend?
um,
As a
I
black
used to
woman, how did you end up with a white best friend?
call in the party line, and I met her off the party line. And I've been a friend for 20 something years now.
Okay, so
Ooh, that's a
okay,
long friendship.
okay, all right. Hey, shout out to Elder Blood. Uh, Elder Blood says, hashtag avoid and stay vigilant against all jabberwockers. Okay. And I'm gonna say it's
I don't think that's what Lewis Carroll meant when he wrote Jabberwocky and Alice in Wonderland, or was it Through the Looking Glass? I forget which one that they showed up in. I think that's
all,
what he meant.
all I'm gonna say is, very interesting, very interesting. And I'm gonna say shout out to Ija Bay. He said, "Look, bro, I already know about Klay Thompson. I know exactly about Klay Thompson. You know, I think it just make it sting a little bit more. I'm gonna say that now. Now he's bringing up the fact that now it says Roger correction. Klay Thompson is by Now Clay Thompson, a black man,
You're
but yeah,
black.
he got a white mama. He got a white mama. You know what I'm saying? I think if anything, that just hurts black women's hearts a little bit more. That you throwing that part out there, it just hurt them a little bit more. But at the end of the day, black women don't believe any black man is supposed to break up with them. Not even Clay Thompson, because Clay Thompson is considered a black man. You know, so
No,
it
I
is
think
what
it's
it
what it
is.
was. I hate how it went public and the reactions and everything that they had to do. But she would have to address it for her own image, and because if the cheating's in the spotlight, and she's just supposed to be baddie or whatever, she would have to do it for her money, and I understand that. Also, I feel the same for him.
No.
He.
Hold that, because that ain't even the subject of today's show.
I'm
And
sorry.
Megan Black, okay, ain't
Yeah,
nobody
Megan's
confusing that.
definitely
She
black.
black.
Yeah,
Now,
but she would have to address it for her image. I feel bad though that it was all so public for
first
both
of
of them.
all, we don't know nothing that she said is real. Nothing. Okay, and most likely she lied in the first place.
He
Okay.
Because
cheated
Clay
us
Thompson never
pictures.
said
Do you just see the
anything.
pictures? People been taunting her, showing the pictures of him out
No,
with
no, no,
girls.
no, no, no. Clay can move on, and more than likely he just moved on from her. That don't mean
This
he
time
cheated.
when they were together, people been time stamping it. Like this date,
No,
and this is where he was at.
so
Now
what?
it could be AI, it could
So
be
what?
wrong.
We can circle
It
back
could
in on
be
that another
AI.
day, though.
So what? We don't know that he did
That is
anything
true.
unless he come out and confirm it.
That is
So
true.
at least the woman come out and confirm it. This is the thing. The reality is black women lie all the time. And you talk about Meg the Stallion, a known liar. Okay, she got a dude locked up right now. Why would I take her word about anything? Okay, we look at Tory Lanez, and you think I'm gonna take her word for something? No,
I'm on the
absolutely
fence
not.
about Tory Lane. I
On
don't know. I'm on the fence about
No,
that one.
my thing is we ain't gonna worry about that today. But Meg is not a truth teller that you depend on. You don't depend. See, people got to be smart. You got to see what's going on and accept the realities for what they are. And that's kind of what today's subject is about. People see things going on, but it's hard to accept the reality of what's going on. Because black women do love white women. Now it just so happens that in all of your experiences, that the white woman ended up being your best friend. I'm just saying. Okay. I ain't saying nothing about you. I'm just saying that's how it happened to turn out. And I would say more, but I'm going to slow down because I got these other guests that need to get in. So we're going to turn it over to Mr. White. And after Mr. White, we're going to get Black Guru in here. And then we got Shark Sims coming in right behind him. So, Mr. White, you got the mic, my brother.
How are you? How are you, Roger? Thanks for having me up here. Salute to the gentleman on the panel, and happy Taco Tuesday to the lady. Um, First, before I would like to talk about my definition of love. Definition of love is an action, right? You must do something. You must show something. It is a work. And by that definition, I think that even though this is a very provocative, even though this was a provocative statement, um, I don't think it's close. I think white men white men love white women way more than black women ever could. White men had made First of all, white men have written literature to the beauty of white women that made other women bleach their skin. White men made chemicals sold all around the world to tell other women they should bleach their skin. White men have established beauty pageants to show the world that this is what beauty looks like. White men have written literature talking about the wars that the beauty of women can start, whether it's mythological as Troy or French novels, the French version of Beauty and the Beast. White men have conquered the world and say this is the image of beauty, created movies, right, to let you know this is what men are worth dying for. Most importantly, we have written fairy tales to what is fair, what is beautiful. What a man should do for a white beauty is to slay a dragon. And when we read this as children, right? When we read this as children, especially female, when we read of children, we know that this is what beauty looks like. So in that aspect, I mean, what white men have done way more to prove in their love for white women than what black women has ever done. Now, I think black women have an envy for Miss Anne, a jealousy for her, but I do not think that she loves the white woman. And I'll leave my remarks there.
Okay. I'm gonna say shout out to you for that one. Cause yes, I don't want to act like the white man ain't trying. Cause he trying. But Black Rule, you got the flow. Black Rule, you on mute.
Can you hear me? Can you hear
There you
me?
go. Yeah, there
Yeah.
you go.
Can you hear me? Okay, I'm driving, so hopefully there won't be any disruption. Well, yeah. First of all, wanted to clear something up about Meg Thee Stallion. That's important and that's relevant to discussion. Although I guess it's a sidebar to this general topic, but it's an important thing to remember about her. Now, she went on national television, told Gayle King she had not slept with Tory Lane. But when they got in court and she had to swear under oath or attest under oath to her actions, she admitted that she had laid with him. So that tells you a very important thing about her, that she's a flat out, bold faced, lying ass woman. And if she lied about that, there are all kinds of other aspects to what went down there between her, Lane, the girlfriend that who was also her friend, supposedly her best friend. There's all kinds of elements to that that suggest that what happened to that man was he got railroaded. And the women conveniently ignore that about that story. And that is at the source of what a lot of black men in particular think and feel about her in particular and what she represents about black women in general. That level of treachery to the point and the degree in which she is willing to destroy a man to protect and preserve her own lies and deceit. So I just wanted to emphasize that point about that particular issue because it's often kind of made light of and reference to an innuendo, but she's a proven liar. And I'll end my opening statement there.
Oh, and also, I just want to say something really quick. Alina, I apologize if I offended you. I was just trying to be culturally inclusive. So that's why I said that. Go to
Shout out to the cultural inclusive. Okay. And great point, Black Rule, because that's exactly what I was saying. She's a known liar at this point. So I ain't worried about what she talking about. But Shark Sims, you got the flow, my brother.
Hey, what's up, fellas? How y'all doing?
So good.
Trying to make it, got to find a white woman.
Trying to keep
Yeah,
these white women off me.
but honestly, hot sauce. Well, damn, I can't see his name right now.
Mr.
But
White. That's Mr. White.
Mr. White.
honestly, Mr. White so eloquently put it as a white person would put it. Black women don't love white women. They definitely do envy them. They definitely do envy them, and they try to be like them. But I don't see them as loving white women. Now, the white man, like Mr. White said, he done turned over stones, boulders, mountains, and all kinds of things for that white woman. He basically has showed how much he loves her. You dig it, to the fact of white supremacy to a certain extent. Like he then went all over the world busting people's heads just to bring her back some stuff from all over the seven seas or whatever the word is. You know what I mean? Like he has brought her all kinds of things to prove his love for her. So I don't. That's why I'm sitting here because you didn't put any clips in the thing to reference from. So I'm trying to figure out like where did you get these notions from, Roger? Like that black women love white women. I'm like, yes, love white women more than the white man. I don't know about that. I might say black niggas love white women more than black women love white women. You know what I mean?
That's
But I don't see black women loving white women.
I'm gonna say interesting, very interesting. Now I'm gonna say that envy, yes, can be present, but does envy exclude love? No,
Absolutely
you can
not.
envy somebody and love them, okay? And I'm gonna say, if you spend your time trying to be her, that means something about how you see her. Who wants to be somebody they don't love?
I mean,
That's
you
that's an
can,
oxymoron.
yeah, because you can be envious of someone that you don't like. You can be envious of someone that you don't love, and let's be quite frank. It's not her being white. It is the prestige. It is the privilege. It is the attention that she gets for being white that black women want. If black women got all of the benefits that a white woman gets globally, she could care less about a white woman, especially when we're talking about beauty and attention. Those two things are catnip for women.
Yeah, and to add on to what he's saying, Roger in his panel says all the time, white people want to be like black people. White people want to let's look at hip hop. You got the white boy dressing like the black people, talking like the black people. That he don't, but then in the same breath, you say white people don't like black people. White people don't love black people. White people hate black people, right?
Well,
So
hey, can I point something out right quick?
I'm confused at that right there. Like just because people mock you and people try to look like you, don't mean they love you.
Well,
Okay.
can I point something out right quick?
Well, hold on, just real quick. I want to say, you know what? Just your feelings toward another person does not dictate their feelings towards you. So yes, you can try to be like a person. That doesn't mean they like you or love you. True, but it definitely could show they like you or love you. And how they feel about you is not going to is not going to necessarily be taken into their consideration. There is no equal opposite thing when it comes to people. People feel how they want to feel about what they want to feel something about. And at the end of the day, what I'm saying is black women love white women because just as he said they want all the things white women get and based on their perception, well, that means that's a good reason to be her. If she's getting all this stuff that I want, I just wish I was her so I can get it. But go ahead, Bad Black Gamer.
So I just want to point something out because both Mr. White and Sharp have come on and said that, white man move boulders for white women and all this stuff. And I just want to point out the fact that is, white men go extinct if the white woman mixes with any other race. So the only way they can survive is they try to protect their white woman and keep her from mixing with other races because they go extinct. You can't have a white man if a white man does not mate with a white woman. But as we know, any woman that a black man makes with is automatically a black child or a black person. Vice versa. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to point that out. So that's kind of they really just doing that to keep themselves from being extinct. I think that's why they move boulders and do all the things that they do for white women. Is they trying to protect their species.
You think
I'll go after Shark. I'll go after Shark. Go ahead, Shark. You go first.
that literally doesn't negate what we said though. You know what I mean? He showed that how much he loves her by the things he has done.
It's not somebody. It's more that he loves himself.
Well, no. because he wouldn't have gave her shit.
No, he
I,
loves himself because he goes extinct if that white woman doesn't make with another white man.
Nah, see, this the problem.
So
Y'all be having these Umar Johnson talking points and don't be having no like real strategic logic behind the stuff. Like, bro,
so
I don't
if you're
understand how it's
saying
not
it's
logical.
absolutely correct as far as the extinction and the Francis Cress Welch theory and all that, yeah, you're definitely absolutely correct for that. But he's not
so
jumping out of the water for other women.
So I want to reply as well really quickly. So okay, so let's look at what is viewed as the ultimate love for most people, not majority of people, but most people in America, because most people in America are Christian. I believe like 60%. And in the Bible it says God so much loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son. Right. So he sacrificed, give death to. He died for someone that he loved or people that he loved. Now let's look at literature. Let's look at English lit, French lit, right? When you look at the romanticization, all the romance languages, Spanish, French, Italian, when you ever read their novels, it's always a man putting their lives at danger for the love of a woman. Matter of fact, the European loved his woman so much that even in child fairy tales, he tells his children that you put your life at risk for a woman, slaying the dragon for Snow White, killing the dwarf for Rapunzel. So when we look, is my definition of love, right? Is to sacrifice something. Black women ain't sacrificing shit for the benefit of white women. And my last point is this: when we talk about, well, if you have it, if a black man have a child with another woman, then they're automatically black. That is because we lack racial love, because a white man is not going to let another race say, well, if they got a little bit of white blood, one drop rule. No, we accept that. We accept the mulattoes. We accept the halves, right? If we really loved ourselves, we would have said, no, there's something else, just like in South Africa. African, white, and colors. Right? They're not called black in South Africa. They are called colors. That is their political racial ideology. So at the end of the day, what the biggest thing is, and I'm not saying this to be disrespectful, but do black people truly know what love is? Because we've been under oppression and discrimination so much that I don't even think we know what love is because we haven't received enough of it. And I'll pass the mic on that.
God damn.
yeah, I don't really dig the whole love thing, to be honest. Like, I can substitute value for it, maybe, but like, that's kind of like a feeling, and like people's feelings go one way one day, another way another day. And so I really rather put more of the emphasis on value. And if I'm looking at value, yeah, white man gonna value
All right.
Becky more.
And I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna give it to no placeholder because he came up. Black women have proven that there's nothing they're not willing to sacrifice for white women or white men, for the white power structure or anything that's considered white. There's literally nothing they won't sacrifice. They'll sacrifice their hair, they'll sacrifice their health, they'll sacrifice their children, they'll sacrifice their husband for the approval of white people. And that includes white women. There's nothing they won't sacrifice. Nothing.
I think
Approval
I
of
think I
war
think
is
a more valid question. I think a more valid question would not be whether or not black women love white women more than white men. Maybe a more valid question is whether whether black women or white men get a greater value from their investment in love in white women than black women do. I mean, you can argue black women love them more if you view it from the standpoint of what benefit do they derive. If you look at the relationship between white men and white men derive great value from white women. So there's a mutual exchange of goods and services between them. But between white women and black women, it's all very one sided. Much of what white women have in terms of any sort of separate sort of power or influence and leverage, or even that they even have with white men, is a product of black women assisting them with gaining that power. They would not have a feminist movement without black women. They would not have carve outs and DEI and all these things and Title IX and all. They wouldn't have any of that. They wouldn't have been included in the civil rights legislation in 64 without black women. So I don't know if they love white women more than white men do, but I definitely know in proportion to return on investment, they appear to, because they've gotten a lot less from their love of white women than white men have got.
And that shows sacrifice. But let me get the floor to no placeholder since he's here. No placeholder, you got it.
I would like to respond after no placeholder.
All right.
Yeah. So, what's going on, Roger? What's going on, panel? What's going on, chat? So, yeah, I'm in agreement. I'm in agreement with Roger about this approach because, from my understanding of history and what I was just what I read, white women had less rights post civil rights than they had before civil rights, and America is not a country that was basically created in 1960. So, so my understanding of history, as well as what Altos is talking about, all those Victorian stories and all that was intended to basically indoctrinate the white man into seeing the white female in a certain way that he basically values her because he's pretty much saw her as just an ornamental whole that he basically puts his baby in. And that was always his approach towards her. And as a matter of fact, to be quite frank with you, even in 2026, that's still it's an approach towards her because he's more upset about how she is right now than he was in 1950. Because in 1950, that same white woman had no rights and he completely owned her. So that was not a concept of love. That was a concept of having a tool that can facilitate your propagation at your behest. I'm saying unhindered. As you can see now, the hindered white female is not generating white children, and she's not propagating the white world. You know what I'm saying? So, and I agree with Black Woman's point. I was going to make that point about how Black women have been on board. They've willfully become the foot soldiers of white women. And BGS spoke about it, that essentially that they made a conscious decision that it made more sense to support white women in their endeavor towards being free and gaining power in the system, and in return giving them some of that power versus forming families and forming communities that would have basically give them even more power. So that's a level of sacrifice that only shows that maybe not love, but they certainly have certain level of I wouldn't say deification of white women, where they consider them to be a better leader, a better bet, I'm saying, a better investment than their own families and their own community. I'm saying, and regarding the idea of white men turning over stones and boulders, he was not doing that shit for no white women. He she was literally just there because she had no fucking choice. You know what I'm saying? So he wasn't doing all that basically with the intention of impressing Becky. All these stories that they write and they put into propaganda is intended to achieve what was supposed to achieve was to get the boys to believe that the women had value beyond just basically propagating the white race. But anyhow, I digress there.
So I want to point out something again about sacrifice, and when we talk about black women aligning with white women for feminism and hijacking the civil rights, black women did align with white women on that. That's absolutely historical fact. There's no denying that. But it was black male bodies that were getting fire hose for. It was black male bodies that was getting bit by German shepherds to include that Title IX. And it was black men talking to Eisenhower when they were signing the bill and they were talking about getting that Title IX in there. She did not sacrifice anything. Now, will she sacrifice her health to look like a white woman? Absolutely. Will she sacrifice to align with that woman? Absolutely. But when we're talking about sacrifice and DEI and how women got like affirmative action, things like that, that was on the back of black male sacrifice. And I'll leave it there.
Oh wait, didn't she also sacrifice whole families though, and family structure as well? Isn't that considered a sacrifice?
How so?
Well, if you sacrifice a family structure, you're sacrificing a whole lot of social cohesion, a whole lot of basic human interactions. Like that has to
But
have a
how does
value too.
but how does that solely benefit a white woman?
It it it, it was
Let's
Polly
say
Murray, a black
that was
woman.
that was inspired truth.
It,
That was for inspired truth.
it was
Yeah. So
Polly Murray, a black woman. It was Polly Murray, a black woman, who was the power behind including white women in that civil rights legislation. She was the most important person, the most important social political figure that included white women in that legislation. You cannot separate black women from the power behind the white feminist movement. You cannot separate them from it.
So
They
so
authorized it. They authorized it. They empowered it. They rallied the political interest behind it. There is no white feminist movement without black women. Read
so
your
I
history.
so first of all, we need to
Hold on, real quick. I'm gonna let you say this, but after that, I gotta get Great Black Reset in here. He's here on the panel now. Go ahead, but after him, he gotta get in.
well, I'll let Black Reset go, and then I'll respond after that.
Okay. Well, before Black Reset goes, I'm gonna say shout out to Blood because you said Roger, Hot Sauce, and Black Uru. Isn't it amazing that black women have resigned themselves to openly tell white men they need not take their coochies anymore? Black women will willingly offer it to them on a platter. I mean, this does happen. We can't deny that it happens. But at the end of the day, that is not necessarily about the love of a white woman, because they love white women too. I get y'all. Some of y'all who've been here a while understand that they love white men, and I think they love these white women too. And that's just something we don't think about, because they will sacrifice everything they have for that white woman too. But Great Black Reset, do your thing, my brother. Do your thing.
Let hot sauce go real quick. I'm doing something real quick. I'll be ready in a couple of minutes.
All right. Well, before he goes, I'm gonna say shout out to No Placeholder for the super sticker. Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you very much for the super sticker. Appreciate you. All right, go ahead, Mr. White.
Okay, thank you, sir. So again, we should really kind of listen to each other, because when we're talking about how black women align to white supremacy, I've said that. I believe I said that multiple times. There's no denying that. It's empirical evidence. But when we're talking about love and how I defined it, and you're not, and no one else is defining it, we're talking about sacrifice. So even when she was making those negotiations, that was black men's body protesting. Those were black men getting sprayed by fire hose. Those are black men getting put in jail and be bitten by German shepherds. So when we're talking about black women aligning with, there's no pushback there. But again, we're talking about sacrifice and love, because at the end of the day, will black women align with white women? Absolutely. Are black women jealous of white women? White women, absolutely. But when we're talking about love and what the white man has done to the world, there's no comparison. And I'll leave it there. But again, I will agree with both of you when it comes to affirmative action. I will agree with you and continue to agree with you when we talk about alignment. And I'll leave it there.
All right, I'm ready. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you fine. We hear you
Yeah.
fine. But before you go, I want to say shout out to Inspired Truth Broadcast, because he did drop $100 yesterday for the purchase of another show. So Inspired Truth Broadcast, we'll definitely talk about that off air, and we'll get that done too. And shout out to 414 Money. We still got you. Yours is coming next, brother. Yours is coming next. We got you. All right. Go ahead, Great Back Reset.
All right. Good morning to the panel. Good morning to the chat. First thing I want to say is Roger ain't shit. I
Matter
don't
of
know.
fact, real quick, I gotta say, hold on. No, I forgot to say this. This ain't got nothing to do with you. I got to remind folks, even if we off air, y'all, if you want to send something to the Roger Report Live, yes, you can do it through YouTube through a super thanks. But you can always send a cash app that's open 24 hours a day. So shout out to Inspired True Broadcast for using that. Okay. To see $100 when you're off there, it's fantastic. I promise you, it's fantastic. So shout out to you for that, brother. Appreciate you. Okay, yeah, I probably would say that to after you was finished, but since you started off like that, hey. But go ahead, Black Reset.
Roger definitely ain't shit, man. He definitely ain't shit. I don't know where that's coming from. I just feel it in my spirit today.
I'm
But
trying to prove it.
about about the topic, we're talking about, do black women love white women? I would say yes. I would say they love black women and they love black men. Where God says, if you love me, you will obey my commandments. They obey everything that the white women say. They obey everything that the white men say. So yeah, I would say there's empirical evidence that they love them all the way down to, like you said, the these movements that they push forward for these white women. They follow the direction of the white women. They follow the instruction of the white women in order to get things done the way that white women want them done. So yes, they do love them. They do love them. They wear their hair like them. They try to mimic them, and they wish they could have those white babies. So yeah, they love them because they obey them. And I'll land my plane there.
They sound about right to me. Now, I will say Mr. White did say about the different things that white men did to go out and conquer and basically give white women the spoils. That's a real thing. That's a very real thing. So I'm not going to promote that white men don't love, white women. I'm not saying they don't love them. I'm saying you got two parties that love them. White men love them. You got black women that love them. One of them loved them a little bit more than the other. And I'm going to say the person who would sacrifice the most probably loves them the most. Are white men willing to go as far as black women when it comes to what they will sacrifice? I don't think so. I don't think
Well,
so.
if you look at sacrifice as from a net situation, not necessarily gross, net, black women have clearly sacrificed more for white women than white men have. When I say net, I'm netting benefit and cost. And what I see with white men, yeah, they made a lot of cost from white women. They also derived a lot of benefit from white women. What I see from black women is they
So yeah,
divided
black women sacrificed more, but
some
they don't necessarily honor
valuation.
the sacrifice.
All right,
Okay.
I was just trying to.
Now go
I
ahead,
was just
Black.
trying
We'll
to
inspire.
say
We'll get you
that
after him.
Okay.
I'm saying the net value, the white man has derived a much greater return on their love for white women than black women have. So if you look at it from a net perspective, net value of cost and benefit, you could make the argument that black women love them more because they derived the least value for the sacrifices that they made for white women. They've sacrificed their whole families. They've sacrificed generations of their men and their children and their community. They what have they not sacrificed for the benefit of white women? What have black women done at all that was not for the benefit of white women and white people overall? Certainly over the last 60 years, especially over the last 60 years.
Honestly, at this point, I don't know what black women won't sacrifice, and I do literally mean that. Would black women sacrifice their husband? Sure. When I found out that they used to talk to the Klan to get their husbands in check. Okay, yeah, you do all that. Okay, so you obviously willing to sacrifice a man if you'll call the Klan to him. Will you raise your child, or technically not raise your child in a way where it's gonna just about guarantee he's going to the prison industrial complex? Yeah, they do that too. Do they not know what they're doing? No, they know what they're doing. You know, a lot of times we talk about women as if they're dumb, like they don't know the power behind the decisions that they make. They know. They just do it anyway. So if you're willing to sacrifice your own child to the altar of white supremacy, which helps that white woman out, why are you trying to wear hair like her? You're trying to wear nails like her. You're trying to dress like her. You're trying to have people perceive you as her. Sound like you pretty much love her a whole lot. And I'm not saying white men didn't do nothing, but a black woman is willing to sacrifice her own blackness or her own identity so she can be associated with that white woman.
When we tally up years and for lack of a better word,
Am I chopping?
when we go ahead, you go. I'll go after you. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was worried that I was kind of
We
chopping
didn't
out
hear
because
you.
like
Yeah, are
it's
you
like I was.
inspired? True. Are you hearing everybody talk?
I'm not sure because like I couldn't hear Uru a little bit. Like I thought that I heard him and then I didn't hear him for a while. I was like maybe that was like random pauses.
Okay, well,
So
let's do this. Make your statement while we can hear you. Then I'm gonna ask you to reset your phone and come back so you can hopefully everything will get cleared up that way. Okay,
all
so
right.
go ahead.
So basically, what I was going to say was just that it's been monumental sacrifice. It's been spectacular amount of sacrifice, and it's been for very, very minimal gain. And it's tragic, but I don't really think that they've actually come to terms with the fact that with any type of valuing the sacrifice. Like there's been very little acknowledgement of what was sacrificed and the value of said sacrifice.
Can I
So
make
those are
a
kind of
comment as
like
well,
two
to Roger?
different things.
Okay, you know, and we never gave you an opening statement because did we? We never gave you an opening statement.
Well, I was supposed to go.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, Mr. White, go ahead. After him, we're gonna give no placeholder the flow.
No, I'll go ahead. I'll go after. I mean, even if you didn't give us no
Did you make your opening statement no placeholder?
I did. Let Mr. White go. I just want to
Oh, you
respond to
sure did.
something else. Go ahead.
I just thought about what it was. All right, go ahead.
All right, if he already gave his opening
Yeah,
statement.
he did.
Okay. All right, because we all know what he working with. You know, we know how he
Just thinking right here.
Actually, I want to go after him.
All right. Well, before you go, let me say shout out to Bronk. Appreciate you, Bronk. He says, appreciate you for the super chat. He says, black women look in the mirror and tell us with a straight face that we love white women more than you do. You will have to travel to Atlanta to find a black man that loves white women more than black women do. Now, I think that's a very powerful point because as they tell us that we love white women more than they do, they got on hair that looks like hers, and it's a good chance that she got some contacts to make her eyes look blue while telling us that we love them more. And not to mention, her hair will probably be blonde. You know, that blonde hair sure been picking up amongst black women. I've been noticing that. It's sure been picking up. So, you know, while you got blonde hair and blue eyes, you telling me that I like white women more than you do. Amazing. That's all I'm going to say. Amazing. All right, go ahead, brother. Mr. White?
Oh, okay. So to the Shark says, man, I need you to get in the fight with me. Need you to get in the fight with me, brother. Right now. So I need you to get in the fight with me, brother. I'll even protect you with my privilege that I got. But get in the fight, guys.
I don't know what logic these guys are using. So it's like, how do you come back not logically thinking? So, you know what I mean? It is what it is. That's what they gonna think. They gonna think it. But
I gave you logic. I gave you logic.
Please don't cut him off.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's just they envy them. They don't want it. They don't love them. They envy them. And a lot of that stuff that you guys are mentioning, black women didn't do that because they knew they was helping white women. White women conned them into doing that shit. They didn't come and say, "Oh,
no, that's not a lie, bro. Come on, Sean. You're gonna be done for 70 years.
No placeholder. Let him make the point before you rebut it. Let him make the point before you rebut it.
Can no placeholder go roll his blunt up real quick? Cause he's very agitated right now. I need him to get back right. But yeah, like I definitely don't think black women was doing all that just to be on white women's side. I think white women is very cunning and tricky. And it's like, hey, you could benefit off this. So I don't. So what y'all saying is definitely fact, but I don't think the way y'all trying to explain it is factual.
And I'll
All
go
right,
after no placeholder. I'll go after no placeholder.
I'll go after you
Right.
then.
So in response to Shaksim's point, I vehemently I'm saying refute that because I can't expect multiple generations of black women to fall for the same con. That's ridiculous, brother. That's number one. Number two, this idea of saying that white men made tremendous sacrifices. This is not true. The white women had no rights and no freedom up until a certain point in American history. So doing all this pillaging and doing all he was doing, she was literally just an ornament. You know saying? This is one of the reasons why you see her disposition now, since 1950, has been completely detrimental to the white race and to white men. As a matter of fact, allowing feminism to go forward to destroy black people and to destroy other women of other culture was probably the most sacrifice white men have ever made for white women. You know what I'm saying? And it is true that basically what Black Guru said, it is the galvanizing of all the races of women under this feminist mantra, which is an extension of white supremacy, that allowed white women to buffer and continue to have the power they have by using these women to basically constantly avoid the reality of what's supposed to come, of basically them losing their privilege. You know what I'm saying? So it is true that essentially that black women are making a conscious decision to help our white women to get where they are because they expect certain return from it. You know what I'm saying, and black and white men are not. I'm saying I understand the stories may give you ideas about that or whatever it is that they write in the literature, but these white men were not like literally like at the behest of these women. They had no rights and they had to do what they were told. They were literally just there for the purpose of being breeders. You know what I'm saying, but anyway, jump in.
Okay, so I think we need. So first of all, I want to say Shark Sims dropping bombs on y'all. So that's my teammate right there. We dropping bombs, kicking ass. Second thing I want to say is this: we as black people have to understand something. We all live in America. We have to understand something: the difference between love and hate. And black women are not wearing wigs out of love for white women. They're wearing in wigs because of the hate they have for their natural beauty. Anywhere, anywhere where black women live under colonial rule, you will see them assimilate to European looks. Anywhere you see other races of women that are under colonial rule, they will assimilate to European looks. Just like the Latinos in South America and Colombia, they'll assimilate to European looks with the nose jobs, and then also in South Korea, when America was had colonized over there, you'll see them with nose jobs and double eyelids. Anywhere you see the women of color, because I don't want to call them minority women, women of color under colonial rule, you will see them adjusting their beauty to fit European standards. So, and that is backed by loads of research, backed by loads of research. So it's not the love of, it is because of they're under the rule of, and they hate their natural features. You even see that in the paintings in Brazil where the black mother is so happy that her daughter married a white man to have a mestizo's baby. Second point, moving forward, again, when we look at all of the benefits that white men have brought white men have brought white women, doesn't compare. And again, all at best, you can say black women align with. And you know what the fact is, even if you want to say black women love white women, because I can go with that, but you can't compare more than, because what white men have done, not only in modern history, since ancient history, and the things he has done to his own people and the things he has done to other people. And I'll leave it there.
All right, let me go ahead and try to respond to Shark first, and then I'll circle back in on hot sauce. Or Mr.
Before you
White,
do,
rather.
we got a super chat. We got a super chat, and I
All
want to
right.
say real quick. I also want to say, I can agree that you may have a person that hate themselves, but when you hate yourself and you change your look for something else, wouldn't you choose the thing you love since you don't want to be the thing that you hate?
Not
Just
necessarily.
throwing that out there. Okay.
Not
And shout out
necessarily.
to Trail Bentley. He says, and appreciate the 57-cent Trail Bentley tax. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. He says, white women are just complicated as, excuse me, white women are just as complicated as white men. Black women willing to, willing, black women willing care the water, they're willing to carry the water for white women, convinced that they are more women than black. Now, I think that that's a very real thing. They will sacrifice to carry the white woman's water bucket. This is proverbially speaking. They will do that too. So to me, it's definitely a strong love there for that white woman. Now, I will grant it. She didn't. She until you had people, you had, like, you talk about colonial rule, until you had these colonies going over places to take over places. Sure, that love may not have existed until that point, but obviously when they got there, they started loving that white woman. I'll say that. Go
Yeah.
ahead, Inspire.
All right, yeah. So there's a lot to go and dig into there, but I'll try to go person by person. All right, so Shark, it seems like your premise is that it's not about emotionality; it's about perceived benefit and being scammed. The original kind of theme around being scammed is the confidence man, and for a confidence man to actually be able to do and produce his scams, he has to have perceived value. And that's why I kind of put this more on the whole concept of value rather than love. Now, going over to hot sauce, I think what you're trying to say is that this falls more along the box of envy and all of the antipathy surrounding envy rather than going into the love box. But when it comes to emotionality and the way that women perceive the world, it's all emotional engagement. So it can go in all of these boxes or any of these boxes or transition from box to box at any given whim at any given time. Third thing, so Raj, what you're on right now is basically Stockholm syndrome. That okay, so now that you've been subjugated,
Bullshit.
now that you've been uh, basically taken over, you've gotten conditioned to the point where it becomes a love or love light type of thing that has transpired. And that's what you're kind of like seeing in different parts of the world when you see mimicry of behavior. And when you mimic a behavior, then that does eventually have a psychological and an emotional result.
I'm just gonna say real quickly, I wouldn't refer to it as Stockholm syndrome, but I do get what you're saying. I think the audience gets what you're saying because you use that term. I wouldn't use that term, but I think everybody understands.
Yeah.
Um, and shout out to there.
Well,
I
I
said it.
think what's really
All right. Shout out to there. I said it. He says, I guess he meant to say elite, educated, upwardly mobile black women seek to shift the gender paradigm, see white women as powerful, as a powerful ally. Lowercase black women simply follow. I think that's a fantastic point. And the fact that you see, I think it's not just an ally. They think the white woman should be in charge because they love them. They don't even want to be in charge of the white woman. They want the white woman in charge of them. That's the way I see it. But go ahead, Black Rose, what you about to say?
well, you know what? I think we're underemphasizing a point in this discussion of determining whether black women love um, black white women, and that is the wholesale destruction that black women have engaged in of black people and especially black men and boys in the process of it's one thing to help white women, right? because you think you're going to get something out of it. But it's a whole other thing to destroy generations of your own people, and very often your own kin in sacrifice for the benefit of these women. How do you exclude that from some sort of calculus of love? How do you exclude from analyzing whether and or the degree to which black women love women the fact that they've given everything of the possibility of black people to white women? How is that not love? How is
I
that
would,
not quantifiable love?
I
How?
would love, I would love to respond if I could. So here's the situation, right? We all heard the saying. There's a thin line between love and hate, and if you hate someone, you can also get dopamine hits. And see, Inspired Truth was so correct in the first 30 seconds of his answer when he was responding to me, and then he just got drunk and went totally wrong. Here's the
Not
situation,
drunk yet. It ain't Saturday.
right? So at the end of the day, right, I can get dopamine hits by doing things that harm people that I hate, right? I can get the same type of dopamine hits from doing something, helping someone that I love, as harming someone that I hate. Now we constantly say that black women don't care about their children. We constantly say black women don't care about black men. We constantly say women actively do things to harm and hurt black people. So if that's the case, we can say that there's a hatred there. And if I'm doing things to people that I hate, I get a dopamine hit, right? I don't need to do. I'm not doing that for the love of someone else. I'm doing that because I'm getting a dopamine hit of destroying people that I don't like. Like for example, I make
Yep.
fun of the Great Reset all the time. I don't do it because I love something else. I do it because I hate that nigga, and it makes me feel great. It makes me feel wonderful to harm this nigga.
It's
So
nice
at
to
the
be
end of
appreciated.
the day, Black Uru, that's how I tabulate that calculus. Because, and I'll even tell you this, sometimes it even makes me feel more wonderful to harm a person than to do something for someone I love. How about
But you sacrifice, but you don't. You're not Reset's mother. You're not Reset's sister.
But the nigga who
You're not Reset's. Hold on. Let me finish.
okay, I
Because
apologize.
again, I think you're kind of trivializing the point that I'm making. But by the joke, kind of with respect, the joke kind of trivializes the point I'm making because they've sacrificed everything for these people. They've sacrificed our people for these people. Everything. And we kind of talk about it in this joking way, but yeah, all the potential of what we could have been has been sacrificed for the benefit of white women. How can you exclude that from the calculus of love for these people? They've
because
sacrificed you. I would say, I would go as far as to say they love them like you all love your God. That's how I would define it.
so I will say this. I will say this. Okay, let's take the example from a couple shows ago, right? A woman calls the cop on her son because she don't get any more child support or government assistance. So listen, kicking him out, that makes sense because you're not getting me more money. Calling him to jail, that has to include hate, a level of hate. And the man that got the man that she allowed to get her pregnant, she hates that man. She hates that man. And every time she sees that boy, she sees that man that she hates. So
That's an
And,
echo.
and
cannot, hold on, please, I didn't interrupt. We cannot exclude the power that hate has and the things that people do in the name of hate.
and I would say in the example you provide, she loves those white police. She loved that white court, that white prosecutor, that white judge. She loves all those white people, all those white entities, because it allows her to execute her hate. So
Exactly.
I don't see those as being mutually. In fact, I think in your example, her love for white people is manifested in her destruction of her son. I don't think those. I think those are mutually inclusive.
No, they're mutually exclusive. Because if she did not hate black men and black boys, she could not love white people.
Okay, now let me jump in here.
Good point. Good point.
Let me jump in here. Shout out to Elder Blood. This was another super chat, but some stuff they don't allow. Okay. Elder Blood says black women befriend and follow white women with the ultimate goal to get close to that white man and be accepted by them. Black women know that they can't fully integrate into white society without the approval of white women. Now, I do believe that's a very real thing. And I do believe that black women go out their way to get that white woman's approval. And I do believe that they think if they get the white woman's approval, somehow that's going to make white men more likely to involve themselves with them. The white woman make it okay for you to bring the black woman home. But you need that white woman to sign off on it. So I think that's a very, very, very real thing. And shout out to No Placeholder. He said, I said defecation in my opening for a reason. And I think even the example that was just brought up kind of goes along with that as well.
Wait, so let me ask a question. When black women were complaining because Michael B. Jordan had white girls on the boat with him, was that them showing their love for white women?
Yeah, because this is the thing. A white woman can't be known to have sex with a black man. Because if she has sex with that black man, white men will cut her off because the womb is no longer pure. And now she can't get a white man from that womb.
Roger.
Roger, it's deification, Roger, not defecation. Deification.
No, I'm sorry.
The word.
Yeah, let me read that right, y'all. Let me read that right.
Hold on, Roger. The root word in here is hold on. The root word is deity.
No, I got you. I was moving too fast. My bad. Shout out to No Placeholder. He said, I said deification in my opening for a reason, which to me still makes a lot of sense. Because at the end of the day, if you praise that woman, you want what that woman wants to come true. That's one of the things. That's a very inclusive thing when it comes to worship. You want what they want to come true.
Wait, so let's get back to this whole they don't want the white woman's womb damaged, like so they could get. Roger, that is the most guy with black power shit I ever heard in my life, B. But you good at explaining something to make yourself right. I'll give you that one.
Hey, bro.
That made no sense, Roger. That made no sense. I'm sorry.
No. Hold on now. If it wasn't about keeping that womb pure, why do they care black men mess with white women?
Because they don't like white women and they think you should be with them instead of a white woman.
Yep.
If they loved
we're not even their first choice.
If they loved white women, they would be happy for what white women are doing. They would be happy that a white woman is getting a black man.
Yeah.
They would be ecstatic. Oh,
you
got you a brother too, girl? Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on now. I get where you're coming from. But my thing is, if they wanted black men, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
But since they don't even want the black men, why you got such a push about some black men that you do not want being with a white woman?
They want the rich ones. They want the rich black men.
Not really.
Yes.
They want to control black men and their resources.
Yeah, exactly. That's what
And they don't want that black man touching their God. Like, get your hands off my God, you dirty black man.
That's what he got.
Oh, so
Boom. There you go.
regardless,
Yo, that's hilarious,
the
Quincy.
rich black men, they want to control whatever, they feel entitled to it. So regardless the reason, that's why they complain about. Because if you're whatever, like a Joe Schmo, they don't care.
Yeah. Any chance I can
Hey,
say
Roger,
something, Roger?
Roger, these women are going overseas and telling women
They care.
not to mess with these black men. They are telling these women not to mess with these black men. And they're getting pushback from other women, from white women, from Asian women, that some of these black men that they know are doing well. And they are fighting against these women when they are when they tell their sister girls that the black man I know is doing well. The black man I know is respectful, is honest, is trustworthy.
Look,
These black women not
Can
like
I say something?
well, I'm about to give you the floor, champ, for your opening statement
Okay.
anyway. So let me say this.
Okay.
Look, at the end of the day, my God should not have sex with my dog.
ooh,
I'm sorry, y'all.
that's rough.
My God should not have sex with my
Oh,
dog.
that's cold. That's
I'm
cold.
telling you, that's rough, man. He is
That
rough, boy. He
Yo.
hurt
You know
me.
what?
that
I'm
is the
You
hurting.
know what?
mentality going on. Okay,
I see
my
why they
God
shut
should not
Roger
have sex with
channels
my
off.
dog.
This is
Oh,
why
what you
Roger
just
be
say?
losing his
I'm
channels right
giving that
here.
to Champ.
This is
Hey,
how this why you be losing your channel. You can't tell too much truth at one time, bro. Damn.
Okay.
hey, y'all say what you want to say. I think the proof is in the pudding, but
I'm
I'm gonna
gonna go
give it
after
to Champ
Empire.
for his opening statement.
I'm
Champ,
going after
and I'm gonna say
Empire.
shout out to Perfect Timing Podcasters. I seen you out there, and shout out to Kev of Black Men Being Brutally Honest, my habitual line stepper brother. Shout out to both of y'all. I seen y'all in the chat. What's good, my brothers? What's good? Okay, go ahead, Champ.
Okay, brothers. How y'all doing? Happy Friday. Long live the habitual line step. I hope you all are having a good day. I hope you all are excited because we're having a weekend and everything else. But let me say this. Black women, and I've said this many times, have been trying to compete with white women for generations. Okay? They've been trying to compete with white women to win the love and hearts of the white man. It's been going on through centuries, ever since the white man first came in the continent of Africa and all these indigenous places and everything else, and placed his seed in that womb. That's when they started in trying to create a new nation. And unfortunately, a lot of black women, has been conspiring with the destruction of us, of black people, particularly black men. Why do you think we don't have a black community in Argentina where once upon a time there were about 4 million black Argentinians and now there are only about 200,000 of them and everything else? Same in places in Latin America and everything else. Why do we have a caste system in South Africa where we had the Dutchmen and everything else having sex, with black tribes, with black women from different tribes, whether they were Khoisan, Asozos, or Zulus, and everything else, and create a new caste system for them to be protected and everything else. It was about trying to control the black woman, while the black woman would return the favor and showing her love and gratitude of the white man and everything, bringing this magical mixed race child, a mixed race generation, and everything else. And I kind of agree with Black Groove that black women, they love what they see in white women. They love what their features and everything else. That's why they got colored hair and everything else, blonde, blue, um, contact lenses and everything else, blue eyes, green eyes. They don't see themselves as beautiful women. They don't. They see themselves as ugly, not perfect in everything. And that's why they got so much admire and admiration for white men and white women, and they want to be them. They're in competition with white women. I'm gonna land my plane there.
Hey, if you
All
can't
right.
beat them, join them. Real
Yes,
quick, real
exactly.
quick. Shout out to Yogami. He says, ironically, there need they need for there to be enough white men to mix with them. If too many white women mix with black men, they know white men will counterattack and refrain from mixing with black women even further.
But
Hence, protecting white women's womb.
white
Yeah.
men already do that though, Roger. White men ain't out here jumping through hoops to get with no black women. But I would say black women don't love white women because white women are their competition to get in a white man. So they like F that white bitch. I want Brad. They don't. I'm telling you,
She can't get Brad unless that white woman produced Brad either.
They need white women for surrogacy, bro.
It's just
They're in
like
the catch-22. They're in the catch-22. They
it's
hate them, but they
inspired.
love them. So they
It's
need the white
inspired.
women to make them white babies.
It's
They
inspired
need
truth, and I'm after inspired truth. So please, let's stay orderly.
Yeah, go ahead and fire through. Go ahead.
All right, first of all and foremost, I cannot be forgetful and say what's up to Tunnel Runner. It's good to see you, my man. I hope you're having a great day. I understand what you were saying there too about the sisters going out there, if you want to call them that, going out there and harassing brothers out there in Colombia. The issue with that is like the same thing as when you see a kid with like a toy that they don't play with anymore. They put it out on the shelf. They haven't touched it. You go and you take that toy. You go and you give it to the cousin. The cousin starts playing with it. And before you know it, that kid is like, what are you doing with my toy? That's what we see going on over here. Now with was not shark. Never mind. I'll circle back on that later once he talks some more. That was what was
But just
that?
make the point. It doesn't make a difference who said it. Just make the point.
Oh, it was camp. Nah, it's not nothing. I kind of forgot about it. I'll remind myself later.
Man, you got to put the liquor down, man. Put the liquor down. So
It's Friday.
I'll get in the
Now I got my
back of the
lunch ready.
line to I want to get in the back of the line to make a point about the average Joe. But go ahead.
okay.
But you
So
got it after Mr. White then. You got it after Mr. White.
in the perfect timing, you can come in and get this work too if you need it. So Roger, when you made that statement
Yes, sir.
that I don't want my dog to sleep with my God, please remember that's the time that you done messed up. See, sometimes you too smart for your own good, brother. So I'm gonna learn y'all today. I'm gonna learn y'all today. So
Okay. Let's see what's coming.
I'm going to teach these niggas a new word. It's called Hellenization. It derives from the Greek. When the Greek turned all cultures into white-looking deities. So the reason why the black woman looks at white women as their God is because the love that white men had to make Mary, Mother of God, to look white, the Queen Mother. In majority of religions that black women practice all over the world. I don't care about your anecdotal experiences, but majority of black women around the world worship some type of Abrahamic religion that been Hellenized to where they see Mary, Mother of God, as white, and Jesus as to be white, the closest thing to God. So that is brainwashing. That is not attributed to black women's love. Secondly, we've been telling you all day, me and Shark can tell you all day, the hatred she has. So let's break down that statement. The dog should not sleep with God. The dog is the person I hate. And the person next to God is what that white man has brainwashed me over 4 millennia to see them as that. And this is why we can attribute this to the white man's love for his woman and the hate she has for us. Checkmate. It's over. Me and Shark won. Nice to see you. When will
Fifth
it be?
pump.
Not so fast,
No, that
sir.
doesn't make any sense at
A
all. Like you
millennia
just
is
basically said that
1,000 years.
brainwashing and
Hellenization, brothers.
propaganda doesn't have the
Hellenization.
Hold on,
emotional
hold
God
on,
loves
impact.
God loves people.
hold
I
on, sir.
don't. It's that.
You said 4 millennia. A millennia is 1,000 years. That 4,000 years.
No, no,
He,
he was saying 4
he didn't
millennia
say
as in
the number. He
FOR.
didn't say the
He was
number
saying
four. He
FOR.
said for a millennia. Yeah,
Oh,
Oh, for two
okay.
millennia. For 2 millennia.
All
yeah,
right.
yeah. You
Now,
did very well in
No,
math, but we got
millennials
to
too.
get you
It's a
back in
thousand
grammar
years.
school.
Yes, a
We got to
million's
get
a
you back in
1,000 years,
grammar
bro.
school.
Get your Greek,
For the
get your
two
Greek and
for
Roman
no millennia.
together, bro.
Millennia. Okay, for 2,000 years, niggas. For 2,000 years. How about that?
2,000 years. That's a lie.
Either way, it doesn't matter because
Yes.
what you're saying is
Yes.
just because you call it brainwashing that it just stays in the brain. It doesn't. It's not about the brain. It's about how you feel about the things and the things that you do because
Bro.
you feel about the
hey,
things.
what we're gonna
Right.
do is act like we just as smart as we actually are, and we're gonna get a mic to Truth Teller who just came up. Okay, and we're gonna
Checkmate. Checkmate.
keep
Checkmate.
pushing forward. I like that you confident that you got to win. I like that you confident. You ain't gonna get one, but
Overconfident.
I like that you confident. Truth Teller, you got the flow, brother.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm gonna just say a few names so that you can know what my point is. Hillary Clinton,
Hmm.
Princess Diana, what's the model? The chick's name? Pamela Anderson, Brooke Shields. You tell me black women didn't love those ladies? Is that what y'all really want to believe? That they didn't love those women?
Mm-mm-mm.
Is y'all really making that point after you know the history of what happened in this country? Miss Anne, y'all don't remember, Miss Anne from back in the day. Y'all don't remember none of our history about what went on in this country? I'm confused on why everybody else is confused on what's happening. I'm sorry. Blonde weaves and wigs. Let's not even call them wigs, because they transform blonde hair into something it ain't even supposed to be. They got weaves, they got lace fronts, they got with blonde hair. How's that even possible? Why would you think that looks good on you when it's not something your body can produce? But let me not, okay, I'll put that to the side. I'll put the hair thing to the side. I won't say nothing like that. I'll also say this whole obsession with being a stay-at-home wife. Black women ain't never experienced that. You know who did? Not even in high percentages. Them ladies that they love, that they want to be like. So let's just stop the games, man, and come to the grips on what the reality of the current situation is, man. It's who they love. And it's actually who they want to be like and take over. Let's just call it what it is.
Exactly. Yeah, because that's what they want.
So if that's the case, white people love black people because they want to be like us, right?
Wouldn't argue that at all, but that doesn't mean that black women don't love white women. Both of those things can be true at the same time.
Roger, can I make a suggestion? I don't want to interrupt. I just want to make a suggestion. Can you because nobody's
my turn. It's
yeah,
my
I know.
turn.
I'm not trying to interrupt.
It's my
But I
turn.
just want to make a suggestion. Can you please explain how they love more? Because no one is here is saying that black women don't love white women. I don't think anybody on the panel is saying that. We're saying that can you prove and show that she loves them more than the white man? More being the operative word. Thank you.
I'm gonna say from a collective standpoint, white women from a collective standpoint, white men don't have a desire to be white women, while black women collectively do desire to be white women.
So you just
And
gonna
if you love something, and I'm gonna throw this out there on the spiritual side, since you brought that up earlier. Hey, how do I show my love for God? My job is to be like him.
Wait,
That's how I'm supposed to show my love, to be like him.
So you want white
How do you
women
explain Kim Kardashian?
you want white men to turn
No. I'm
white
just saying
women?
the collective of white men don't want to be a white woman, but the
so
collective of black women do want to be a white woman. They
Roger,
do.
He don't want to be a white woman because he a man.
Hey, we said he's asked me more.
sense.
The fact that
More,
he
Make
want.
no sense,
more.
Roger.
Hold on now.
Yeah.
Y'all know how white folks is with alternative lifestyles. They all into to the
Nonstop.
LGBT, the trans, and all that type of stuff. At the end of the day, they have an avenue to be a white woman, but black women want to be that white woman, not the white men. It is what it is.
I'll reply after perfect
Hey,
timing. I'll reply after perfect timing.
I'll go after hot sauce.
perfect. You got the flow, my brother.
Salute. I was going to agree with you, Teller. I don't really agree with him much of the time. but it's kind of obvious. The one thing he didn't touch on, I thought he was going to go there, was the doll test. Like, and then Hot Sauce asked for proof. That's like validated scientific proof. Like and I don't know if Compassionate is in the background, but we've all seen the doll test, and they did the doll test several times over decades in different generations, and the test always resulted the same. They did not pick themselves. They did not see themselves as beautiful. They saw the white woman in this. I mean, I don't understand why, like True said, Disney, Elsa. I mean, we don't even have to go back to Cinderella. We could go to fucking Wicked and the black woman fucking in green makeup and the white woman floating around in the bubble. And they all line up to go sing Wicked and and no one protests. They all put on pink shirts and blonde wigs to go see Barbie. Man, like the doll test, they asked the black girl over and over again, which doll do you want? They want the white doll. This is ingrained. Their love, their desire is deeper than even we scratching on today. Like it's not even a question that they love white women more than white men, but if we get there, then we can break down how that affects you and how it affects why we have the single parent home, why we have the gangs, why we have the hobo and the homo. This is all linked together. If you look at those things, like it's not only that they love and want to be there, but that leads to why they hate you so much.
Are you finished?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, but before you say something, shout out to Gregory Scott. Okay, appreciate you, my brother. He says Dr. Clark and his wife and the doll test. Hey, shout out to them. Because, hey, we've been using that for decades at this point, and we keep getting the same answer over and over and over and over again. Okay, go ahead, Mr. White. Go ahead.
So here's the situation. Person A loves them and want to be like them, want to be like quote unquote God. Person B, I love you so much that I'm going to turn you into a God amongst all women on the earth. B wins. B absolutely wins. Because if black people gonna love God, okay, fine. Why is that there? Because white men Hellenize the world. Say, this is the Queen Mother. This is the Queen Mother. Everybody needs to be like her. And they did it. So, I mean, I don't know how. So that's the about.
I will respond to this.
Me confusing.
No, I would like to push back. I would like
did
to
not
push
interrupt anybody, right? We come on, guys. We were.
They're not interrupted. They're just saying they want to respond. Okay. So I didn't take note. We
got
gonna have
dibs on that, like I said earlier.
Okay, I got y'all. Okay, let them finish though.
And then the second point to the doll test, which was an excellent point by Perfect Comment. I love.
Real. Hold on, real talk to y'all. Who? Shout out to the way Trail Bentley is asking it. Who's working on the carburetor? Yeah, somebody's doing something that they got.
I'm voting on no placeholder on that one. You probably cooking some distribution.
Okay, so y'all mute up. Whoever working on something, mute up. Okay, I work on stuff too sometimes while I'm on air. I'm finna wash some dishes right now, but y'all not gonna hear it. Okay, you're not gonna hear it. But go ahead, Mr. White.
Thank you. No placeholder, please respect me. I'm a white man up in this bitch. So
That's our own
next,
OJ.
next,
That's
next
our
thing I
own
want,
personal OJ right there.
right? Yeah, because they draft that good old hot sauce in the Chappelle draft back in the day. So anyway, and so it's a perfect time because I love perfect timing when he comes here with the history because because he makes a strong point. Black girls, little black girls will pick white girls on the doll test time and time again because you cannot separate love without literature. I'll say that again. You cannot separate love without literature because literature helps influence and started the whole romanticization period. And when we look at literature, especially early childhood literature, it romanticizes and presents love for all children to love white women, white girls. Fair, just, right? Pure as snow. So, of course, any colonized person is going to choose the white doll over the black doll globally, not only in America, Canada, Brazil, Kenya, and East Africa. So at the end of the day, this is how the white man, this is attributed to the white man and what he did to show his love for the white woman. You can't get away from that because you can say the thing, but when you look at the root on why that is, it comes back to the white man making his woman be the standard of beauty globally. And that's why you guys are checkmated. The end.
But he wouldn't pick a woman in the dog test.
Okay,
He
Well,
so
wouldn't
here's
pick
the
a
thing
yeah,
white
about
so
that.
woman.
It's
anyhow,
You
I
know what
was
I'm
one that said I
saying?
want to
yeah.
respond to this,
Well, I
but
was gonna
I was
do
one
it
that
first, but
There was a line. There was a line. And perfect, inspired, no placeholder. Go
okay.
ahead.
So I would say the hot sauce, the white man wouldn't pick the white woman in the dog test. That's how I win my debate. If each were given each equal test scientifically, the black woman picks a white woman every time. The white woman would pick a white woman, the white man. So the only person that loves something more than that is the black woman. The black woman loves the white woman more. The white man would pick himself. White woman would pick herself. The only person that we could attribute Roger's title to today is the black woman because she consistently loves the white woman more than you, than me, than the white man, than herself. The white man wouldn't make that choice. That defeats your argument. For you to be right, he would have to pick the black woman or the white woman. He wouldn't. And we know that about white men. They pick them fucking selves. In your Hellenistic argument, they get the crumbs off the table. Shout out to D Nice. The white woman benefits. That's why they had to go through feminism. They didn't even get to vote. Them bitches was in Sharia law under the white man. They don't give a fuck about no white bitch. They couldn't vote. What boy said, Dick Gregory, they couldn't do nothing but give me a drink on the airplane. That's how the white man felt about them hoes. The kitchen in the bedroom, to the moon, Alice. They couldn't vote, they couldn't talk. Shut the hell up and get in the back room. They couldn't do shit. And you want to attribute this godlike quality to a month. They wouldn't even give them the goddamn vote. We got more rights than them before them. A recent joke said the Masters in Georgia, who got to go to that goddamn racist club first? Blacks got to go 30 years before white bitches because they would rather hang out with niggas before they would hang out with white bitches. This is the reality. I saw you didn't lost. I saw you didn't lost.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Nah.
come in and
I
smash
got
it some
after
more too.
placeholder.
Now I
I'm,
had it.
I'm, I'm after
Oh, okay.
Sims.
You
I'm
had
after
to? Okay,
Sims.
I'm
I'm
done.
after Sims.
All right. So here's the deal. Like, I know we're stuck on this whole like love thing. So since we're gonna go with love, let's go with it. Like, if I had to go and like really like quantify it and put something to it, I'd have to look at habits, outcomes, and abilities all within context. Like your habits, what have you done over and over again? We've seen the like consistently choose to go down this path, down this road with Becky, time and time again, regardless of how screwed over they end up getting out of those out of those decisions. All right. Outcomes. Those outcomes have been a net negative, not a net positive. Like there hasn't been a perpetuation of their group dynamic because of messing around with Becky. Finally, so the ability. If they had the ability to put Becky on a higher plane than Brad could, they might do it, but they don't have the power to do that. So we can't really call that an apples to apples comparison. And then none of those things have anything to do with literature, because like the ladies have the ability to write literature as well. Like, and it's only a fraction of people that actually across history have been able to have access to producing literary works. So it's not really the it's not really the thing that we want to look at if we're going to talk about who loves who more.
Okay,
Right,
no
let me jump in
placeholder.
right here.
Complex. That's
Yes.
pretty
So
complex.
Can I
yeah,
go
this
after no
Helena.
placeholder?
Sure
Yeah,
you can, and I'm gonna
yeah,
go after you. And I'm gonna go. No, not after no placeholder. There's a couple people. Then you can go, but then I'm gonna go after you.
yeah. So to rebut this the Hellenization of the world, I understand what Hawthorne is trying to present, but this was postmodern explosion that happened as a result of television and publication and media. This was not intended to achieve what you're thinking it. They did not set out to make non-white people worship white women. It was intended to indoctrinate white women into exactly what you read in the book: fair, just, white lily, floating. They wanted her to adopt that philosophy, so that way she could be available to their sons in such a way. You know what I'm saying? I found that out when I went to college. This is one of the things that completely opened my eyes to the situation. So they did not even care about black women, nor did they care about Asian women. Those women basically, whatever, I'm saying side effect, all that, but it was not intended to go out there, and it's just that they're the dominant in society, and they basically are putting it out for their boys to basically see these girls a certain way, and they put it out for the girls to want to be that way because they believe that would be what the men would want. Okay? We see this in an example in current times because most white men are dejected not because they can't get in pussy, to be vulgar, from any other race of women. They're dejected because that angelic version of their women, they're not getting that. They said, you listen to white boy, he said, my father was able to get a decent, or his grandfather would get a decent, clean white woman for a girlfriend at 16, 17 years old, went on to whatever it is, married, and da 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 da. That is what it is. It wasn't intended for nobody else. But anyway, I digress.
All right,
Let me
appreciate it.
say shout out to Jerome Payne one more again. He said, "So Becky's ice is colder." Oh, I think absolutely. You talk to a black woman, yeah, she got the best ice, bro. She got the best ice. It's shaved just the way she want, cubed just the way she want, rounded just the way, however she want it. Becky got it, brother. Becky ice is definitely cold to a black woman. I'm gonna say that all day long, all day long. Now, Sharp was supposed to get in. I believe. I think it was Sharp, then
Yep.
Mr. White, then Truth Teller. Okay, Sharp, you got it.
All right. You guys keep bringing up, oh, he didn't give the white woman rights and stuff, so that means he didn't love her. I'm gonna keep it funky with you, and this is my problem with y'all niggas. He loved her so much he took her rights away, so she couldn't be a detriment to herself, and that is the problem. That's how much he loved her. That's why it was niggas in the damn at the Masters before her, because it's a man's club. The fuck you gonna have a woman in there and it's a man's club? You ain't no woman supposed to be in here.
Preach, preach.
So like, yeah, being very disingenuous with the arguments you're trying to present with all of this stuff. Like, yo, you don't love your woman because you gave her some rights, and now look how the bitch is acting. If you loved her, you would take her rights away and help her out.
Wow.
Y'all
Oh,
see this? Y'all see this? We done set up a system to give Shark a chance to think, and now he actually making stronger statements. Ain't this about nothing? Ain't this about
Shark,
nothing?
I want to disagree, but I'm gonna say I can't say it for you. I think I can disagree with you, Shark.
This is a line. This is a line. And
Oh yeah, y'all. It's on Mr. White. Then it's Truth Teller.
right. Certified,
So everybody,
I'm gonna get in there. And I'm thinking, did Champ say so? I think Champ said he wanted to get in too. So I'm gonna put Champ in right behind me. Go ahead, Mr. White. Go ahead.
Wait, Mr. White, before you go, let me say something. Yo, perfect timing. I love your show. Be that MAGA Monday shit, you be having me on the floor, man. Keep up the good work, brother.
Thank you,
Yeah,
bro.
absolutely. Hey, y'all, if you ain't subscribed to Perfect Timing Podcast, what you doing? What is you doing? I'm saying, what is you doing? You know, all type of news things that you kind of need to be informed with. Perfect coverage. You ain't got to go to the white people. Just go to Perfect. You're going to get a better broadcast anyway. All right. Sad note. All right. Go ahead, Mr. White. Go ahead.
Yeah. I also want to say, Shot, because I did check out a couple of those MAGA Mondays myself. Those things are fire, bro. Those things are fire. Real talk.
Salute, y'all. Thank you.
So but I don't understand when you come over here, you start being unreasonable. It is fire. So first of all, if we all in the audience can clap, please put a clap for Shark Sims, because I think Shark Sims done shut it down. I kind of don't even want to say anything else after that. But all I'm gonna say is this, right? Y'all keep talking. So first of all, literature influences and changes the world. So Inspired Truth, I don't know what the hell that was talking about when we said we can't use literature. That, I mean, you should lose your academic credentials for that, because if it wasn't for literature, you wouldn't even can get an education. So shame on you. Honestly, shame on you. Max, and yeah, just shame on you, brother. I can't believe you said some shit like that. And for Perfect Time and everybody else, it's amazing, right? Where we talk about how throughout antiquity this man has done so much for, and then you jump to modern history of America. Get out of the shallow end of the pool. Get out of the shallow end of the pool. We are on the deep end, me and Shark. You got to come over here, because otherwise it's not going to make sense. Because at the end of the day, I love you so much that I'm going to make motherfuckers worship you. Think about that. I love you so much, I'm going to make motherfuckers worship you. I love you so much that in literature, I'm going to say sugar and spice and everything nice women are. And that's how niggas get caught up in family court, because we believe in that Kool-Aid. Sugar and spice and everything nice is a girl. That all comes from European literature, right? You're supposed to slay the dragon for the hand of the fair maiden, climb Rapunzel's long, beautiful hair, defeat the troll. This is institutionalized. And then you gonna sit here and say that he don't love her after that? Because, like my brother Shark Sims just said, because he won't let her in the men's only room? Right? The boys' bathroom is for peeing standing up. And at the end of the day, he loved her enough that he saved her from herself. And y'all niggas, I rested there.
I'll get in the quote whenever I can.
Let me say this. So, gentlemen, if you want to rebut me, say something outside of modern American history. Because this is the deep end over here, niggas.
Am I up or am I?
All right, it's on Truth Teller.
Shit.
Hold on, it's on Truth Teller.
Full of shit. It's a lot of shit over there. That's all I know.
Yeah.
I would just drop some evidence. I'm just going to drop some evidence that contradicts everything he just said. And this is historical data. Which group of men has the habit of having their wives have sex with other men? And maybe that's love.
Whoa.
Right? Maybe that's love. Which group of men, when their women have found to be, i.e., the claim of being assaulted by another group of men, basically gets rid of his woman? Who does that the most in society? They had rules of engagement around that in our history. Which group of men when they ask their women, "Have you ever been with a black man
I'm after
before we
Roger.
met
I'm after
and
Roger.
before we dated?" Which group of men does that verification process, but still loves his woman? Oh, which group of men literally, I mean literally, uses his women for his financial gain? And I don't mean just the illegal kind. I mean all kinds of financial gain. But they love him, right?
I got something for that black ass, bro. I got something for that black ass.
All
I
right,
got you
all right.
before
I'm
that.
just saying. I'm just pointing out some obvious history points. I'm not even going into depth. I'm just saying. I'm trying to figure out. It could be love because everybody has different kinds of love. I'm not saying they don't. All I know is black women love white women to that degree. So all we saying is, what's your point?
Okay.
I got that for the last
I
person.
get in there.
I got
But
something
no,
for that. I got something for
hold
that.
on. No. It was me. It was me. I said I was going out the truth teller. And then I said I would let Champ go. Then
Then I'm after Champ.
Wait, but where's
and no,
Ryan though?
Inspired Truth had said something. Then it would be you. Now,
Then
if
I'm
Perfect
after
want to get
Ryan.
in behind you, that's
I'm
cool.
So let me get after Perfect.
Okay. All right. Now, real quick, shout out to No Placeholder for the super chat. Thank you very much, my brother. Thank you very much. Now, he says white men whitewash history to try to vindicate how horribly he treated white women. And you failed for it, Sauce. White women never turn back post women liberation. Okay? White women never turn back post women's liberation.
Yep. Since the 1960s, they never went back. So I don't know what he's talking about. If they were being treated so well, why did they not turn back?
That is a heck of a point. I'm going to just say that. That's a heck of a point. That's a heck of a point. Now, we're going to get on to my point that I had to wait to give on my own show. Okay? And we'll get Lena behind Sims, because Sims says he wanted to go behind
I'll use my privilege. Let her interject early. She can interject after you, Roger. I'll give her my privilege.
Okay, all right. Well, you know what? I might have thought about doing that myself, but since you did it, I ain't got to do it. Okay, cool. All right. I'm gonna say this, y'all. Yeah, talking about love. Now, again, I am not here promoting that white men don't love white women. I'm just asking the question, or posing the question, who loves white women more? Now, to me, God shows ultimate love. God said he loved the world so much that he gave his only begotten son. Now, if you think about it, from begotten means you were born, you had a birth. Okay. That's why Jesus was the only begotten son. I have literally covered stories in the past where black women have sacrificed up to 4 of their begotten sons. It's through the altar of white supremacy, which does what? Keeps a white woman in the position that she's in. It's hard for me to believe there are so many black women who sacrificing a son to the system, and these women don't have a love for white women. When they know the system keeps white women on top because they hate the fact that white women are on top without them. Now, I know some of us think they may want to replace them. Some of us think they just want to join white women there. But either way, we know they want that white woman's position, whether it's a shared position or it's a takeover position. And the fact that they'll sacrifice their own children so white women can stay in that position, I think a whole lot of love goes with that. It may be sick, it may be twisted, but the love is there. And I'm going to leave it right there. Champ, what you got?
Oh dang, Champ.
Champ going once. It's a long line. Champ going twice. All right, we're going to get Lena in. Lena,
Hello, hey Roger. I'm back. I had to go earlier, but I wanted to revisit a comment. Like you were saying that what black women do when it comes to the dating app. I was wondering that statistic because if black women swipe for white men more, is it per capita? Because the thing is, white America is the biggest population. Like when I'm in there, I have a lot of white guys trying to talk to me, but it's not because, oh, I'm so beautiful or they want me like that. It's because there's more white people in America. So yeah, they make up 60% of the population. So if I get a lot of white guys and black women are hitting on and talking to white men, it's because statistics is in the white people's favor, just the same as black guys. I'm sure you guys on apps, and I'm sure a lot of white women hit you up. That's because they're the majority. So I don't think it's because, oh, I prefer white women. That's just who likes you. That's who that's coming in your DMs because there's more of them.
And see, this is why I like you,
I
Lena.
call BS.
You actually
I
you
call
actually
BS.
put some thought into that concept. You put some thought into. That's why I like you. Okay, don't let them tell you
That's a
I don't
nice
like you.
try.
They you know what I'm saying? You put some thought into that concept. But the reality is they measure who responded to who first. The
Roger.
part that the black woman can control, she kept responding to white men far above and beyond she would when it came to black men, which means the black man was trying to get her attention. She left them on, as people might say, she left them on red. When the
Hey,
white man tried to get her attention, she get right back.
hey, well,
It is what it is.
none of y'all cheat on y'all women,
Oh,
which is
whoa, whoa,
good.
it's a line. It's a line. It's a line.
Hold
It's a
on,
line.
real quick. I just
No,
want
no,
to say
no.
to
It's a
Roger,
line. It's a line.
real quick. I just want to say that's not how dating apps work, and she know that. I don't cheat on my wife no more, but that's not how dating
Okay,
apps work.
it's a line.
She
It's a
know that.
line.
Yeah, there
Right.
there
Whether
is a
it's
line,
white or black,
and
you
maybe
pick
she
who
don't
you
know
want to
that.
see.
We all get some
She
new
said she's on the
information.
dating app. She said she's on the dating app. So you pick if you want to
No,
see
All
white
right,
men.
well,
it's a
okay,
line.
but yeah, okay,
So,
okay, we get you, but yeah, there is a line, so let's respect it. Let's respect it. But I tried to save it for a hot second, but I'm gonna let that go now. Okay. uh, okay. After me was supposed to be. Was it Shark?
It was supposed to
I
be
thought it was
champ.
Champ.
It was supposed to be
No,
champ.
Champ didn't
Inspired.
respond. We Champ didn't respond. We tried to get him.
Look at
Who?
inspired.
I think
Inspired.
I was supposed to be after Champ, I
Inspired
think.
the shark to
Okay,
me.
yeah, that's what I think it was. Inspired, then
Shark.
Mr. White.
No, no,
Can
no.
y'all still hear
Inspired
me?
shark and then me.
Okay, Inspired, Shark, then you.
Can y'all
And
still
then
hear me? I had
we'll
a
get
call that
perfect
came
again
through.
after you. We'll get perfect again after you.
All right, can y'all hear me? I had a call that came
We
through.
hear you fine, brother. We
All right,
we
great,
hear
great.
you.
Good, good, good.
I ain't laughing at you. I'm laughing at Gil.
All right. So here's the thing. Remember when I talked about false framing, like presenting something, but it's actually not the thing that's being discussed or not the thing that's being said? That's what applies here. Like, I'm not saying that literature has no value. What I'm saying is that I prefer objective reality more. That's why I'm a physicist. I am not a literary writer. I am not a fiction writer. I do not write stories. There's no credentials to take from me from there. I think that maybe the people that are more artsy, that are more prone to write those fantastic stories, might be particularly accommodating of white women, but that doesn't mean that that's the majority of the white male population. So basically, what I'm talking about is what is applicable to the conversation that we're having at hand. And with regards to what Lena brought up, there was one more part of it, one more little caveat, and that's that when they looked at who black men respond to, they respond to black women more.
Yeah, just so you know. That's just so you know. Okay. So it's supposed to be Shark then?
Yeah, it's shark. Shark, brother, don't get distracted by what Nina says. Set fire to her ass. That's why I
I
let her
got
go
him.
first.
I
Oh,
got him.
All these niggas can be distracted.
Got the
That's
mitts
why I let
on.
her go first.
So Roger, you said that God loved us so much he sacrificed his only begotten son, and you saying black women sacrifice their children to white women. No, she's sacrificing her kids because she don't like them mother suckers. And white women are just benefiting from collateral damage. She's not literally bringing her kids to the altar of white women.
She just don't like them niggas, and she gonna throw them under the bus and whatever. Whoever could pick up that roadkill gonna pick up the roadkill, and it just happens to be white people and white women. But that's another disingenuous argument. She's sacrificing them specifically for white women. No, she don't like that nigga because he looked like his father.
Boom.
I rest my case.
You sound like a seal clapping.
Does not sound like a silk clap.
Give that chat in the chat, Philly brothers, all my Philly brothers, because everybody else is some hand ass niggas. At least my Philly brothers, please give that nigga some hand claps in the chat. Thank you very much. So I guess it's my turn. So I got to address Truth Teller asked some questions, and I have the answers. Who likes sharing their woman? Well, Snoop said it ain't no fun unless the homies can have some. Who likes to be financially off of women? Well, I know Pookie be washing his ass in the sink and don't be pumping gas and being a passenger prince up in this bitch. And matter of fact, the host has said that black women only likes to date niggas who are financially compromised. Right?
Yes, he did.
So it sounded to me like this is some nigga shit he was asking questions about. Right? Sounds like niggas to me.
Yeah.
Now let's move forward. When we talk about literature, we're not only talking about romance novels, we're talking about the Bible, we're talking about policies and frameworks. We're talking about policies and frameworks that and religion, because at the end of the day, when we're talking about, and again, and no one, and then also before I forget, no placeholder, bro. He didn't treat his woman like crap. It looks like he treated his woman like crap because you don't know what love is, brother. You don't know what love is, and see that's the problem.
So why is she running away? Why is she running away from you?
Y'all sound like cookies. Cut it out.
I'm sorry, I didn't interrupt nobody. I did not interrupt anybody, right? Y'all, right? Y'all.
No, you addressed me. I was just responding. I'm sorry.
8 niggas addressed me, and I still stay quiet.
You know, no placeholder ain't got no manners.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. See, that's what
y'all the double mid twins over here.
Right, look at this. It's 1, nigga 2, nigga 3, nigga 4, nigga 5 niggas against 2.
Why is it okay for Stark to interject? Why is it okay for Stark?
Look. You see this shit? I didn't interject with nobody. See, it's the holy water on your ass, burning, because we speaking truth to power up in this bitch. So, at the end of the day, literature influenced the common man. Our early education literature influenced how boys perceive the world and how they perceive girls. And at the end of the day, all you can talk about is America. You can't talk about anything outside of that. You can't even talk about even in modern global history, because you know we're right. You know we're right. And even how he treated this woman in modern American history. That is love. That is love.
Yeah.
So that's it. And checkmate again. God damn.
Can I rebut?
I got
Put me in line, please. Put me in line.
I got after no placeholder.
I was just gonna say,
I'm
if
gonna
that's
do
you
an
showing
interjection
love,
real
then
quick.
that means
No. You tell her there's a line, bro.
Hold on. I'm doing an interjection real quick because I just took a phone call and I heard Mr. White talking about checkmate. I don't know what just happened, but y'all better get it together. Okay? Don't let him win nothing. Real talk. Okay? That's all I'm gonna have to say right now. Whatever the line is, let's get the line going. Come on.
So who's next? Placeholder, I think you was next, and I don't know where I fall. Who's after that?
I don't know.
I'm gonna let you go before me, Truth Teller. I'll go right behind you, sir.
I was just gonna say, based on his logic that he just spelled out, based on your logic.
Wait,
There's a
y'all
lot.
know
Talking about
y'all skip perfect timing a couple times, man.
Oh
It's,
Oh
shoot,
no,
they
I didn't
did.
know. Perfect timing. That's why I
it's
asked.
okay.
Perfect
It's
timing
okay.
ain't say
I'll
nothing.
go next. I'll go next. I'll go
So it's
next.
I'll go after you,
I,
Perfect.
I,
I'll go after you,
I
Perfect.
literally have one. I literally have one sentence. All I was gonna say is, if that's his description of love, that means that white man loves sisters more than anything. So I think you need to take back your call of a win. I just took your rook, player. You better renegotiate your mans and get it together.
I think you lost on your questions, player.
Mm-hmm. Next.
Yeah, so I want to reinforce True Teller's point. You said you wanted to interrupt, sir.
Okay, I'll go after you. No place
No,
over.
no, 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 no,
Okay,
no,
go
no,
ahead,
no.
Perfect. Go ahead,
Hold on,
Perfect. Sorry, go ahead, sorry. Go ahead, go ahead. Go ahead, Perfect.
time out. You cannot. First of all, I did not interrupt. I just say he lost on his questions, and True Tellers. I mean, no place was going. But y'all cannot continue to interrupt me and Shark and expect zero retaliation. Right now, we had a discussion before, right, and we all followed in line. But at some point, I am going to retaliate. I'm trying to be cool, right? I'm following in line. I'm not trying to use my privilege. I follow the order of the conversation. But if it continues to interrupt, then you know what I mean. I will retaliate. So let's just keep it
Are you
chill.
making a threat? It sounds like you making a threat.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
he
yes,
is. He is.
yes,
Wow.
absolutely.
Look, can we not threaten folks? Because I just was looking back at the tape, and I just
Yeah,
heard
and
what Shark
I don't
Sims
respond to
said.
threat very well, bro.
Yeah, I just want to say, Shark Sims, I just heard what you said, brother. When I talked about the only begotten son, I just heard your response, player. I got you, player. Okay, I
Mm-hmm.
got
Put that layup on the backboard.
Yeah,
you.
we have holy water on these niggas.
All right. Well, who turn is it? Who turn is it? Come on
It's
now.
no
I think it was
placeholder, then
perfect.
I'm after no placeholder.
Okay. Well, y'all, we're gonna keep this rocking for another until to the half hour mark. Y'all know what I'm talking about in the back to the half hour mark. So get it in and get it in quick. All right.
All right.
Go ahead.
Yes. So I want to reinforce our True Teller's point about yes, yeah, the proliferation of black women on the television and this image of black women being this amazing, whatever, that shit was created by white men. So True Teller does have a point. I'm saying because she get the same quote unquote saying amplification that I'm saying that white women get in different ways though. You know what I'm saying? But the point I want to originally come back to where he's trying to refute my argument about the fact that if Becky has such a great history of saying with white men, why is it that basically they cannot get Becky to get on code right now in 2026? And after they haven't got Becky to be on code now, since Becky got the capability to be free, why just, I mean, was it 1970 something? It was like 10 years after basically, maybe 20 years max. Hold on, dude. Hold on, bro. I'm landing.
I'm after whoever's last.
This nigga's son.
I'm after whoever's last. That's all I said.
Yeah, since 1970 something, whatever, early 70s, the white number has stagnated. Literally. It's been 50 years that they either been stagnated or going down. You know what I'm saying? This is a clear indication that, and I've actually had multiple conversations with white women over time. They do not like those motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? They don't like how they treat them. They don't like how they abuse power. They don't like how they basically, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know where the hell y'all come from with all that. Y'all need to spend more time talking to white women, bro. Anyway, I landed.
So Shark and it's me. Shark and Hot Sauce. Y'all basically did respond to what I put forth, right? So the actual thing that Roger is saying is who loves more, right? Who loves white women? And basically I put forth that because black women are the only ones who would pick white women, that they are the only ones who love more. So you have to refute who loves who more.
Well,
Like white men would pick white men, white women pick white women. Black women are the only oddity that have this issue where they identify as loving someone else more than themselves. That's the whole crux of the question today. Who loves white women more? And there's only one scientific, everything else is anecdotal and you pulling shit out of your ass. We have science to prove and back the title today in my argument that there's only one person scientifically and consistently over generations, not just once, but consistently over generations, that they would pick white women.
Yo,
So
no play. I mean, Great Black Reset. You got to mute up.
How about
There you go, Tommy.
but that was my point right there. That it to Roger's point. Who loves white women more? The only way to prove that is, and the only scientific data that we have to show is that black women has only one who has shown and exhibited this tendency to love white women more, not only more than white men, but more than themselves and more than they love them children. You guys got to complete the thought. I talk about this a lot. And I mean this in the most disrespectful way. Like, you're not completing the thought. It's not only that they love white women more than white men love white women. They love white women more than they love themselves. You have to refute that. They love white women more than they love their children. You have to refute that. They love white women more than they love their black men. You have to refute that. Going back into antiquity, whatever you said. But they've shown this time and time again, not only in the dog test, but now in the jail cells, going back to slavery. They've always shown this ability to, and this is to our detriment. Our lack of understanding this is to our detriment, right? Because it's not just the one side. If you complete the thought, that's how you get the benefit and the learning from this. Is that is not only that they love white women more than white men, but they love them more than they love you.
Did you say this disrespectfully?
Go ahead.
No, did you mean disrespectfully? You mean this disrespectfully?
Yeah, I meant that the most disrespectful way. I've been using that.
You ain't shit. Go ahead.
All right. So what I want to say to Perfect, you're absolutely right about them loving. You can't refute them loving everybody more than themselves, but they don't love white women. And I'm gonna give you one name, Caitlin Clark.
Woo!
I have a rebuttal to that. I definitely have a rebuttal.
Yeah, that's a white woman.
Okay.
The bitch from WNBA that them black bitches was all ecstatic about because she in there. Yeah, what was the love for her? They just in competition with them. They don't love them. If they could throw that white bitch on the bus tomorrow, they definitely would do it. And as far as the white man proliferating them on TV, he proliferating black women on TV. You think that shows that he doesn't love he loves the white woman because he gassed black women up to work their ass off while his wife is sitting at home chilling.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Sounds right to me.
I'll pass.
Okay. I'm going to say this quickly. And I mean this in the most respectful way to my brother. Perfect timing, or in this case, he's on wrong time today. Listen, we got to look at the root causes, and when you look at the root cause, a lot of her actions are through hatred of black men, which we can agree on, and then the brainwashing of education that she was trained under colonial powers, because we can see it outside of America. Now, to no placeholder doesn't understand what love is. Okay, it is proven that when women have options, there's destruction. It is proven when you give resources to women, she's going to focus on herself and not on the group or the clan or the tribe. I can love her more than black women and make sure that my tribe stays intact. It's called multitasking. See, black men are conditioned that loving a woman has to destroy yourself. That's not loving. That is toxic. And so whenever black men talk about, well, he did this to her, he did that to her, to the detriment of the tribe. Yeah, because the tribe comes first. And just because I put the tribe first doesn't mean I don't love her. It doesn't mean that. But we were taught dysfunctional love. And so we operate in that. And that's why you niggas truly can't answer the question. Because if we're talking about functional love, who loves her more? White men have done it longer and did it to the detriment of the world. A black man is not going to destroy another group of people from another tribe to show his love to a black woman. He's not going to do that shit. This is where the checkmate stands. Because niggas is not going to go over to China. I'm not done. Niggas are not going to go over to China. Niggas ain't going over to China and say black woman is the standard of beauty, so you bitches better get your asses in the sun and get as dark as you can to risk skin cancer. Niggas ain't doing that. Niggas ain't going to Poland telling, if we ran the world, niggas are not going to go to Poland and tell you those niggas to go to North Africa to get tans, and so you get red lines everywhere and skin burn. That's not how we are. So that's the checkmate, niggas. There you go.
Not quite. Is it my turn yet?
All right, we got a little over 4 minutes left.
It's my turn then.
Well, hold on.
Right, we got
hold on. Can you hear me?
A difference between sacrificing somebody else and sacrificing yourself.
He hear you, don't give a shit.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
No, Inspired. Go ahead. After Inspired, let's get Lena in here. We about to run out of time, though. I'm telling y'all right now, we about to run out of time. But I want Lena to get in after Inspired.
All right. So here's the deal. There's a difference between sacrificing somebody else and then sacrificing yourself. Sacrificing yourself is a deeper, more profound sacrifice. You can go and just sacrifice a stranger that you're not connected to any day of the week and then call it whatever. The thing about what Shark said there, like there's a difference between an individual's blood cell and the entire organism. What we're talking about when we're talking about like Caitlin Clark, we're talking about a individual cell as opposed to the overall body of whiteness in general. So yeah, you can love the whole entire organism more than, and then have not that same type of love for that individual singular cell.
0 cents was just me.
Lena.
Okay. I just want to be brief. As a native of Chicago, F. Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese all the way, even though she got traded, go Chicago Sky. Also, I understand where he was coming from, kind of with that analogy, but I also feel like it's this old question: are Black women more loyal to like the sisterhood, not just not just white women? Or do we stick together as women, like okay, race, gender over race or race over gender? I think that comes into play too. But it depends on the woman, the Black woman. I feel like race is in a way more important. Like I feel the sisterhood and I understand where women come from other countries and other social backgrounds. Like, oh, we should stick together. We're all being treated as second class citizen and mistreated. But I also feel like being Black, I feel like white women have a privilege. And it's not like I dislike white women or whatever. I just feel like their struggle isn't our struggle. It's not the same. So I do think it's different. I feel like the Black plight, being Black is more of a, like being second class citizen than being just, a woman. I feel like wherever we go, we're always going to be Black, even if, women had got, rights, like white women got rights first before even Black men. So us helping them in the feminism fight never really helps us, if you get my point.
Lena, do Black women, do directly, yes or no, please, do Black women love white women more than white men love white women?
No, I don't see it.
Checkmate, niggas. Wrap it up.
Welcome to our side.
Wouldn't that be an expected response? But regardless, at the end of the day, shout out to No Placeholder. He's saying playing chess on easy mode on the Commodore 64. Hey, appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Shout out to you. And also shout out to my main man, Trail Bentley, y'all. And because I got to wrap it up now. I got to wrap it up. Trail Bentley said a very powerful statement, if you ask me. He says, through his super chat, and shout out to you for the 57-cent Trail Bentley tax as well. He said, the altar of white women is the hatred of the black family. I can't help but to agree because the facts won't allow me to do anything else. It's that simple at the end of the day, y'all. So it has been a fantastic show. It's been a great thought.
Wait, Roger, no placeholder called y'all niggas a Commodore 64. You ain't even going to address that, huh?
Shock, I wish for you and Mr. White.
Oh, all right.
He was attacking us. He was attacking us with his dusty ass. All right. Anyway, I guess that is it. He's Roger, and today he wasn't right. But thank y'all all for coming and enjoying the show. I guess we're going to finish it. I guess everybody can get like okay, he's back. Never mind.
Last word. You got to get the last word.
I was close down for you, Roger. I
know what he said, but yeah, I got knocked off myself. Okay, I
just said thank you for coming. It was a good show. That's it. That's all.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to check the replay though. I'm gonna have to check.
You don't trust you.
All right, y'all. If y'all want the best content available on social media, y'all come through here. This is the Roger Report Live. We do this at 9 a.m. Chicago time. I know you could live somewhere else, but 9 a.m. Chicago time, Monday through Fridays, this where we at. This where you're going to get the best fire that social media has to offer. It is just that simple at the end of the day. But since I got to go, we going to go back to the round table. The people who've been around, they know what that is. Y'all have a great weekend. Long live the habitual line steppers. I'm Roger. I'm right. And I'm out.